All right, guys. What is it? It's Stonks on sale day, or maybe not just yet. There are sales pending in the market. Did anyone see that Tesla price? Okay, well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everyone around the world. We are here ready for pre-market US stock open for Tuesday. Red day, it looks like, on the markets. Red day on the cryptocurrencies. That Kraken premonition of yesterday where I freaked out and went, oh, that's a good buying zone of $800 for ETH. It's almost true. We actually saw a 1350 on ETH just before. So it's a pretty wild last couple of hours in trading. We'll be going through that. We'll be going through more. We have so much to cover today. Let's have a quick shout out here to a few people. Mushroom Cap, Kevin, Mark Rima, Cody, Johnny Bravo, Malachi, Sandola77 with a $4 donation already. Saying thanks so much there, Sandola. GS, Dave, Aussie Craig, Andy, Darcy, Takula Kevin. So many regulars in here. If I've missed your name, sorry about that. But obviously a big hello to each and every one of you. What's going on in the market right now? Well, I can tell you it is commodities green. Look at lumber up again. And markets down, specifically growth. And that's weird because I actually expect these growth to come back. They were maybe a little bit extended. We were seeing that FOMO, that hyperactivity, and it looks like the market is specifically targeting tech and specifically targeting those SPACs and other things. We'll be talking about a whole bunch of these things today. I hope no one's been hurt too badly in this pullback. This is what happens, unfortunately, in the market when you've been around for a while. As I say, it's the powder dry. I saw a few of you saying, I've already spent all the powder. The powder's gone. Yeah, look, you want to always have a portion if you can. Some people use bonds. Some people use other cash, fiat, whatever it might be. And then they have that ready for these types of situations. Now, we're not really that low in the scheme of things. Tech stocks, yes. Tesla, when we look at it, yes. But a lot of the stock market, I mean, 38, 48, it's not down that much. Let's click on crypto here. Whoa, look at that sea of red. My God, that's pretty bad. But look, again, it's just as per normal. This is the standard correction. We've actually now entered 20% from the high on BTC. You'll notice that it got even lower than that. It hit a 45,000. We'll be going through our BTC stuff. I think I've got some interesting information there. I kind of feel like we may have just seen a bit of a bottoming occur, and there are a few reasons back in 2017 that we can go to, but certainly a large sell-off, and that is due to one thing. Let's have a look here. Let's use our FinViz, and let's look at this. Yellen, Yellen, Yellen. Look at this. Very nasty. We'll look at the story together. I'll switch. Check this out. Bitcoin drops further below key 50,000 level after Yellen calls it extremely inefficient. Well, of course she's going to say that, but look, there's a lot of sway here if somebody that was on the Fed and then, of course, now is in government is having a little bit of a discussion about Bitcoin. That plus already high valuations tend to sell things off. Yellen said in an interview with the New York Times Deal Book late Monday, it isn't the first time she has criticized cryptocurrency. So it's an extremely inefficient way of conducting transactions, she said, and the amount of energy that is consumed in processing those transactions is staggering. So not a fan there from her, and that is something that's going to be very, very important moving forward. Let's go to the room here. What else is everybody saying? Let's start the TA as well. Good morning, Siddharth. Tesla is acting like a coin now. Well, Tesla has a lot of retail traders in it, so it's going to act that way. Has anyone seen it? Let me just quickly click on Tesla. I guess the premonition is coming true here. 671 in the pre-market, 670. So we thought that Tesla was the short for the first time ever. It's going into structure. That's where it's opening up, right around the structure point. I've said this several times. Markets tend to open around structure points or resistances. So they test from the top, from the bottom up. They test, of course, movement down. And I really did feel pretty strongly in this conviction here. I've talked about it quite a few times with you guys throughout the videos. I'm sure many of you have been watching, have seen this. And it was all about that channel, all about the round numbers here. But there's 650, there's starting to get congestion here in Tesla. And I would expect some buying off that. Now, if you think, well, what really could happen here on Tesla? Let's say we have an epic pullback. Well, I guess we'll start here. Let's go through the fib. Let's go through the fib. So Fibonacci of this entire last run. We're just touching the 38.2 fib today. Now, you know that I like this structure here. 38.2 and 50 fib areas are one of my favorite pickup zones for the last pull. But I want to erase that for a second and then consider the entire run, because I think it's actually fair to consider the entire run from, let's say, March lows. So we'll go to the daily here. Wow, I have to zoom that down because it's been such a wild run. And people, look, there's still so many people holding huge profits here on Tesla. We're only at the 23.6 point. So a 38.2 point will actually put us back into the 580, and a 50 puts us back into the structural support. So this is feasibly possible. I don't think under this zone is going to happen. This is feasibly possible, but not today, of course. And I think that we should still find some buying pressure around this 23.6 fib and the structure. Good luck on that one. We'll go through Tesla more as we get closer into the market, but I just wanted to point out, whenever you see this type of area and it congests, remember the market is thinking about price. The market is deliberating. Now, if it deliberates up here in a channel and breaks to the high side, it's probably done so through news announcement. Now, if it does it before hype news, that can be very bad. We saw that with Net. We saw that with Spotify. Not Spotify. What's that ridiculous online thing? Shopify. So Shopify, we saw that with Roku as well. All of them are kind of breaking ahead of the news, buy the rumor, sell the fact kind of concept. Apple tends to do that as well. We break high though on the news, on to the next movement, the $1,000. We break low, we've considered this level, we've decided it is not good value, and we're moving to where the market is going to find value in the stock. Kevin N, hey Tom, where did the split happen? The split's already allocated in here. So the split will automatically be pre-done in the charts. There was, of course, a few splits. So that was when it hit 1,000 for the first time. So this is $1,000 for the first time. Then the split happened, was it? So 1,000 into 3,000. So it must have been somewhere around here. Is that right? Was it August last year? I do know though for a fact that's the $1,000 mark on the old price. It'll automatically update all of this. Go through the markets. Dollar index, dollar index, dollar index. Bouncing off the 90 area, finding some pressure. I don't really think this is that good today. It's not moving too much, but we are up to 91.52. 91.52. Apple, where do you see support? Dino says we will check that out. Don't worry. Look at weekly Tesla. Yeah, that's probably a good point. We do want to go deep dive into Tesla later. Don't worry. We will. 20 moving average. Yes. Very good. Whoa. Jonas Florida SEC 200. Thanks so much there, Jonas. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. It's a very generous donation. Did you have a particular thing you want to look at? Otherwise, thanks so much for the donation there, Jonas. Do appreciate that one. Net is tanking. Yes, Net is tanking. I'll be looking at Net. Don't worry, there's plenty of stocks we're looking at today. Plenty of stocks. I hope not too many of you got hurt in CCIV. I think it's the one stock that I said on this channel, I couldn't read it. I couldn't make any sense of it. I do know, though, that was a clear buy the rumor, potentially sell the fact. Again, Jonas, thanks so much for the donation there. Really do appreciate it. We've already got 480 people coming in. Let's go through these markets. Firstly, US 500, 38.60. Is it that bad? No, not yet. Let's take a look at the daily here. So we've got a series of daily down candles. They're not that substantial, but there is actually quite a lot of daily kind of bleeding candles here. Not an impressive sell-off one. Traditionally, we've had big flash sell-offs. Big flash sell-offs. Not, oh yeah, we're down like 0.5%. We're down like 0.7%. We're down like 0.5% again. That's all we're actually down on the S&P right now. We're only down 0.5%. Now, the Nasdaq tells a different story. The Nasdaq tells us the story of, okay, we've got a big sell-off candle coming through yesterday, and we're coming back down to potential value town. Where is potential value town? Well, I think if we close under here, we might see sustained selling all the way back down to the 12,000. That zone, previous resistances, could become support. It's an interesting level. 12 to 12.4, a very interesting level there for the Nasdaq, and I'm very, very keen to see that price. It's actually probably even going to be a fib of the whole move. So remember we talked about that fib on Tesla? Oh, it's off the screen. Let me get that. There we go. 23.6 pullback of the whole move. I like that zone quite a lot. The 12.2 to 12.4, anything around that 400 points interests me a lot. Mushroom Cap says BTC hasn't bottomed. We'll take a look at that one soon, Mushroom Cap. Again, Jonas, thanks so much. B Dig says, good morning, Tom. Waking up and bleeding red, yikes. Yeah, look, it's never pleasant to obviously be in long and have these days. But of course, it happens. It happens and you have to be prepared for it. And this is what changes the paper hands and the people that are investors and the people that are traders. What's your strategy for today? What's your strategy moving forward? How much confidence do you have? I mean, look at this. Bitcoin's actually moving as we talk, and we haven't even got to it yet, but I guess we will. So US 500, US 100 will revisit. I think the biggest thing for me with the SPX was what I said in today's video, and that was down here. Underneath the 20 is going to be very important today. We get a close under there. I think I've said this a few times. I think we go continuously short, but first time we closed underneath the wicks. First time we closed underneath the wicks. I've got some things going in here from Jonas. Jonas Woods, any view on ASAN? Okay, Jonas, we'll do that. Absolutely. We'll do ASAN. Thank you very much for the donation. Also, Zero Cool 6789 $5. MVIS just issued 50 million in stock to get out before the sell-off. Just bought at discount. Just issued 50 million in stock. Get out before they sell off. Okay, so that's MVIS there. Just bought at a discount. Yeah, wow, that is going to certainly hurt the price. Let's look at ASAN for Jonas here. SPX. The first tell that this was going to happen today was the close underneath those wicks. Remember, that shows that this was truly a retail trap. And then we're moving to the next zone. 13,000 currently on the Nasdaq. Okay, ASAN. All right. Interesting one. 36 pre-market, down 6.54. Not too much data here. Looks like this technology service software was launched around September last year. These aren't the types of candles you want. Let's go to the 4 hour. Remember, everything we do here on the channel, guys, because a lot of new members out here and a lot of new viewers, it will apply to pretty much any market condition. It just won't apply to stocks or currencies that have very little data in them. So we've got wicks up here. 2 wicks rejecting that zone. 43.77. Why is it that? Who exactly knows? We've also had a decent buy pressure off this 38 kind of 20-ish area. What I will say about this is we had a wick over here on the left, which was fairly strong. We then had a wick again over here on the middle, which was okay, but not as strong as the other one. And we had a wick here that was quite weak when we also had the 50 moving average. And today, pre-market, we're opening down. What I would like to see in the future, if you're ever trading this, is if you see a wick, or let's say you see a body close here, then you see a wick like this. It's good, showing us intention. And then you see a wick like this. Think about the story that's telling us. Comes here the first time, okay, found support. Comes here the second time, it's moving up. Some aggressive buying there. Comes here the third time, wow, there's aggressive buys there. That's your signal before it happens. Remember, this is where you really understand TA. It's the whole new level of understanding candles, from my opinion. You are just painting a picture of there is accumulation there. There is some form of big player there, and especially if it's coupled with volume down the bottom, it's good. It's what gets you excited about TA. So 36 right now, I could see this coming down to the 34.40 area. 34.40, previous supports. Underneath that, we don't have that much structure. 32 possibly there. So 34.40. I think that's probably the zone I could expect. Let's see if it proofs with what could be considered a little double top up here. Okay, it doesn't proof. Does it proof to this body? Would probably proof to the body. I still feel like this is where there should be buying pressure here for ASAN. Good luck on that one. MVIS was another donation there from Zero Cool. We'll just have a quick look at MVIS. Micro Vision. $18, pre-market 8.63. I've been told that this is doing a share offer. That's pushing it underneath. Again, all of these support buying pressures here. Let's take a look at the 2 hour. Lower high. So like peak, trough, lower peak. Now forming a lower trough. That's not good, really. And it could spell a movement further down. 16, 51. 16 could be buy pressure underneath that. Very little structure here. I don't particularly know where the falling knife ends on this one. But yeah, it is certainly in a sell-off from a technical perspective. There's zero cool. Nick Herkert, thanks so much for the donation. $4.99. Can we have a look at ZOM? Yes, we certainly can. And then after that, we will quickly get back into our Bitcoin analysis. So ZOM here is actually almost a carbon copy of the other one that we just had. MVIS. Again, a series of low highs. Now, pre-market seems to be holding. Is this correct? Is this actually showing a 0% on the pre-market? Not down, not up. That's good news. What did we say before about wicks? Buy wick. Buy wick. Good. Pre-market looks to be opening about 210. If that's true, you want this level to hold. Oh man, you want this level to hold. I will pay attention, don't worry, to BTC very soon. 2 highs up here. This is the resistance. We've talked about this one quite a few times. We know that the resistance break here signals movement back into the highs. So if you're wondering when this thing becomes bullish again, this is the double bottom area. If this is the right chart, this is the double bottom area. If it moves up here, when it clears this zone, I would expect it to go like this. Movement up. So ZOM must hold this. If it doesn't, $1.50. I know there's lots at the $1.50. So it's pretty significant in terms of percentages. Hopefully the 210 holds and that pre-market is correct. Let's go over to BTC. Thanks so much for the donations, guys. Again, BTC putting pressure on the low again. I must admit, I didn't quite expect it to be going down twice here today. I thought it might have held up. So clearly Elon saying what he did about Bitcoin and Ethereum yesterday, whatever else other news that we might have to go and find during the stream is causing a bigger crash across these coins. Let's take a look at what happened there. We've got a rejection followed by now a low being formed and possibly another rejection. Now, I say this all the time. If you get a rejection candle in Bitcoin followed by another rejection candle of Bitcoin, you know bullish market is back up to the 52 where you're going to have some resistance and selling pressure. If we go underneath this one again, we better get the big fib out because this is the 30% crunch and we already hit 20% down. Previous structure at 42, could that be it? The fib here is probably already sitting at a 50%. Let's have a look. I don't know where it is, but I'm pretty sure it'll be around 50. Very close to the 50%. 44. Moving average wise, what are we looking at? Dailies here. We've crunched the daily 20 from yesterday. Let's go to the weekly. Weekly still incredibly far behind. So you'd have to think that it's going to aim for something like around 38,000, 40,000 if it gets through this area and keeps going. And I'm sorry to say that. I just feel like it could. That is pushing into 30% territory. Do the calculation. A standard crypto dump is 20%, sometimes 30%. And this is just a huge amount of money. But crypto will most likely still bounce. And the only time you know the entire run's over is if it blows off. So what that means is it comes down here, it bounces, comes up to a 61.8 fib, 50 fib, somewhere around there, comes back down, forms a new low. And when it does that and it forms that new low, usually you're in blow off. You'll be in consolidation for some time without seeing new highs for quite a while. Ethereum, we will look at that. I want to go back in time to Bitcoin though. This is what happened last time. Of course, this was when it was all over. Big sell-off month, followed by that pull-up to the fib. Then it made a new low, and that was the end. That's a standard blow-off. There's a huge sell-off, nice retracement, New low formed, and it's over. I don't think we're there though. I don't think we're there. What I think we could be doing is, where are we? 2017. We also could be just in this period here. Wick rejection. The second one was deeper. Rejection again. The third one was deep as well. Rejection again. You see that buying intention in the market. Wick rejection, wick rejection, wick rejection. There's so much buying pressure here that you are going to claim a new high, or you are at least going to claim a full recovery. So wick rejections are so important to cryptocurrency trading. And that's what made this flash dump, which was a high percentage, so important. Let's go to the room here. Kevin says, so when you were buying a latte with Bitcoin, between you ordering and paying, the price ends being 100% higher. It's possible there, Kevin. It has happened to people, I'm sure. Let's have a look at Ethereum now. A few people asking about that one. Ethereum, of course, taking a bigger dive. It's around support structure. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's the hideous Kraken data. We don't want to use the hideous Kraken data. We all know what happened yesterday with that one. So no Kraken data. Let's use Bitstamp. Don't use Kraken data, guys. We are not fans of it. It tricked us yesterday. So we're right on support here for Ethereum. We've hit that low on Bitcoin. Ethereum is literally on the zone, on the level. Previous resistances, this was always my target area for Bitcoin, for Ethereum to come down to. I would like to see more structure here, but it is at the correct zone. Resistance, resistance, resistance should act as support. Let's take the last run here. The run's pretty big. 312. Let's get the fib out. Trace that through. 38.2 fib. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. So F is right on the zone. That makes a lot of sense. Go to the weekly. Still quite a far away. Previous high from 18 as well. So F is right where it needs to be. ADA, fake Kraken data. We'll use the we'll use that one. Real data, not fake Kraken data. Let's get that. Yeah, I mean, wick buying again. Watch BTC's buying of the wick, maybe for some of the olds, but ETH is certainly on support. Could I go look at Ripple and give my opinion? So yeah, here's Ripple. Worst sell-off actually in terms of raw percentages here. Ripple tends to do this. Actually, I didn't know it went this low before. This is the Binance, so it went to 36. So Ripple just doesn't have necessarily the confidence in it because, of course, of the SEC. What Yellen said is not necessarily that great for this coin either. I know that, look, it will buy off that kind of extreme low. That's actually almost a value town for it. And it was as high as 64. So this actually topped about a 50% decline. So it shows again that Ripple or any of these kind of things, especially XRP, it's very susceptible to sentiment change. And if sentiment goes bad, you're going to see people jump into the bigger coins. Let's have a look at the coins. We'll move over to those quickly here. And we've got Cardano holding up relatively well, I'd think. Polkadot also holding up pretty well. XRP really getting hurt. I know percentage-wise it looks like Polkadot's not, but you've got to think where it was. When XRP was trading at 44, that was about, 2 weeks ago, and it's back to that point. Polkadot at the same time was $20. ADA was a lot less. Litecoin 167, a few people asking about that. We'll do all of these, don't worry. We'll go through a whole bunch of stuff during the stream. If you're enjoying the stream as well, you enjoy cryptocurrencies, commodities, technical analysis, bit of fundamentals, news, all that type of stuff, definitely consider following us and checking it all out. Market now moving a little bit higher off those lows of 38.44. US 100 still sitting at the 13,000. Hannah Tucker says retail investors had too much confidence. That's correct, Hannah. Unfortunately, we did have a little bit too much confidence. We did see it. Andy says, lol, that wick. Yeah, that wick got me good. Yesterday, I can tell you, I stopped the stream pretty much, and I was literally trying to buy Ethereum at like $700. I really was. I was trying. Unfortunately, it was fake. So my opinion on Ripple is it's just a little bit worse sentiment-wise. And that's the reason why it's going to get hurt. I don't know exactly where that thing's going to stop, but I feel like Ripple's probably around the right price right now. Kraken Scam Wick, says FN though. Yes. Talk about the SPX, says Ace Hood. We did already, but we will continue to do so. AMC pre-market. Yep, we'll have a look at that. AMC pre-market up. The diamond hands pay off in a sea of red. We've got 1.53. Now this was almost, this is actually worth talking about it. This was actually worth talking about. Yes. Yesterday. I liked it. Look at this. Actually a good buy here. Anyone's been watching the stream, and if you weren't doing this, then you're not a trader. Nah, it's all right. You're a trader, guys. Don't worry. We got the close here above the $6. Finally a body close. There's been no body close. There's been wick rejections, horrible wick rejections, but no body close. We get the body close, and I've told you a few times, don't worry about it clearing the wick at this point. If you correctly analyze the psychological levels, you correctly understand the price action, this was a go sign to the 650. Was it a go sign any higher? No, it's a trade to the 650. That is all it is. And you're using statistics to try to help you with that. 650 is now reached. Now pre-market, it looks like we're going to open potentially if we close a high, let's say the 1 hour, some more significant time frame, gets above the 650. Where's the next target? 7. Why? Previous supports becoming resistance. Remember, this could be a commodity, this could be a stock, it could be anything. It's a really cool zone. So 668, I would love to see a close high above this and then a push to 7. Can it do it in a red day? This stock doesn't care about red days. It does its own thing. $77, $5. Thanks so much as always, Sandola. Appreciate it, man. I'm enjoying all of it. So should everyone else. Smiley face. Thanks very much, Sandola. Hopefully people do enjoy everything else. Chuck Taylor, also 200 yen. Here to say thanks and a great buy opportunity pre-market. There certainly is some interesting buy opportunities if you've got the powder free, and we'll be looking at quite a lot of those. 670. Whoa, look at it go. It's up 2% and back down. So GME looking, AMC looking okay. GME, however, not looking so good. I think AMC is a mixture of this pent demand, people wanting to double down, get their money back, that kind of thing, though that is risky, of course, and also that news about them reopening their cinemas. Remember, it's not at an incredibly unfair price. If you go back to AMC, we'll see that it is been higher at a lot of points. Don't know why Streamlabs does this. I'm going to turn that notification off for sure. But thanks so much for the subscriptions coming through. 45, 44, 25, 45, 79 yesterday after Roaring Kitty news. We see here the supports becoming resistances until it clears the 48 with a close above. I cannot think that this is going to do that well. PLTR as well, we'll get asked about this all pre-market. 26.31, so that arc pump is now coming back off and it's coming back to the 25 level. Thanks again to all the donations today. Do appreciate that. What the hell's happened to Bitcoin? We talked about 10 minutes ago. Bit of Yellen, nasty Yellen coming in through, destroying a bit of cryptocurrency kind of longs. And we've also got Elon taking out a bit of the steam as well, plus people taking profit. There was some contracts I read as well that were getting executed. Tesla, just to know, 675 pre-market. We've got a little bit of a pickup now in the futures. US 500, 38.61, still early days. US 100, 13,040. Let's have a look at some stocks here that people are talking about it. $77. Roaring Kitty, soon to be incarcerated kitty. Wow. I'm surprised he went down and then did it again. I don't know. If it was me, I would never do that. But, whatever. It's his choice, not mine. Rolls Royce, says Andy. Why does everyone love this Rolls Royce so much? Oh, it's not a crypto, that's for sure. I think it's like RR, isn't it? Dot. Rolls Royce. Maybe that's why. The 1 hour. All right, let's have a look. So I've done the analysis on this quite a few times. Nice consolidation down here. You go to the 4 hour. Yes, it broke through after the consolidation. Look at this volume. Volume increasing. So there's definitely buying going on here. Certainly makes sense that this is not a bad kind of movement, but it still doesn't change my opinion on the longer term, which is that this, let me get the horizontal line. This resistance up here is the point that must be broken. And you go to a weekly and you'll see how it has to be done. No weekly close above the 130 zone. 130 is the key. We know it's an inverse head and shoulders. We've done the analysis on it. Left, head, right, movement. It's proof to 240. A lot of things make sense about it. Not my first pick, but yeah, it's there. It's there from a perspective of TA. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Increase in volume coming in. I'd like to see an increase on the close. Must be on a weekly above this zone, above the 130. And then that's signaling some pretty heavy value buying to the 240. So I guess I can see it from that opinion. And if your conviction's good, then you can make these kind of decisions. Cruz says, Cruz Diamond Balls. Okay, Cruz Diamond Balls. Do I sell CCIV, guys? Oh, I feel bad for you there, Cruz. I'll look at the stock just because I'm going to get asked about this a fair bit today. Unfortunately, this one gets the Lucid deal. I didn't like it. I have been very, very, talkative about that because it didn't make sense to me how you could get this kind of gain on what it was. And unfortunately, it's been buy the rumor, sell the fact on this one to retailers out there. I would hope that not too many people got stung by it, but of course there is going to be some. 36% down in the pre-market at 36.25. Now they've done the deal. It made really very little technical sense on the way up. There was no clear kind of pattern, unfortunately. It was just, I think, more of a stock twits kind of buying and selling thing. And look, this is clear resistance becoming support level. So hopefully these previous resistances hold around here and it does okay. But yeah, very, very tough point. Jacob spamming Apple hard. We're going to look at Apple. Don't worry, Jacob. Don't worry, we'll do it. Aussie Craig says, God, get out. Yeah, this is unfortunate for sure. But look, there's not that much we can say. Bitcoin making a bit of recovery now, 46.6. So that may have been the low point. ETH holding around that 14.6 level as well. Did you know that I have brokers today and they've told me temporary market restriction. You currently can't buy to open any cryptocurrency markets as we've reached our internal limit. That's right. They say this. We're reviewing this at the moment. Temporary market restriction. We will not let you do any trades. Wow. Another new thing that I have not seen happen in the markets before. Sam Herman's $5. Thanks so much, Sam. Odds for US 100, US 500 for the day. Thoughts on VIX, VXX. We will have a look at the VIX. Odds. Sounds like really betting there. Look, it'll probably stay red for the day, the Nasdaq. But looking at that US 500, the way it's declined through, if we had a look at those days, lots of little weird red days. I'd like to see a daily close underneath the 20. So I guess that's my thought process. Daily close underneath the 20 on the SPX. I'm not sure if we'll get a huge bloodbath, but if we do, it will probably stop around the 50. So that is where, if a bloodbath happened, that's where it would go. Do I think that's going to happen in the open? If sentiment comes out of the market and the big guys start playing, sure, 3,800, 3,810, very, very possible today. It's not a huge crushing, but after that, yes, that's when we might see the flash. I mentioned it before. We haven't had a big sell-off. It's been a gradual decline, which has me actually more worried about a big sell-off because a gradual decline can often lead into a flash dump. This isn't a flash dump right now. This is just pretty standard through mostly the tech companies coming down. Nasdaq, however, looking weaker. So I think both will end red. We'll go with that. And VIX thoughts. Well, 24.6. We still haven't had a hold. Let me have a look at the 4 hour. The 4 hour still has not held above the 24 with a close. So I'd like to see the VIX hold above 24. And then that's signaling VIX movement up to the next levels. Where are the next levels? Look back in the history. We've got 28. So 24 should lead into 28, and a close above 28 should lead into a serious VIX retracement. And if VIX holds the 24 plus, then we go to 28. That could cause the market to go into those supports we just talked about, 50, exponential moving average, etc. And we get a VIX movement past the 28. That's when we're talking about 12,400 Nasdaq, 12,200 Nasdaq. And I would think that's where the correction most likely finds an end. Remember, fear in the market is always faster than the bull growth. Generally, fear will be over, never really lasts other than in pandemic or a massive bear crash, more than 3 months. And April is a great month in the markets. We know, what is April? April's like this. Yeehaw, that's to the moon month. If you want to talk about moon months, it's April. April is always very, very nice. Thanks again there, Sam. Jay York, New Zealand, $5. Thanks so much for donation there, Jay. Your opinion on SPI? SPI Energy, Nasdaq. I'm always going to assume it's the Nasdaq stocks. Pre-market 826 down 11. Heavy support down here. Have we looked at this one for you before? I think we had 12. Well, 12 was clear resistance. Clear resistance up here. This is the 4 hour. There's a huge amount of buying pressure at the 738. And this 826, 840 kind of zone is in the middle. So there is support around here, but not that strong. Let's go to the daily. Okay. Okay. That's nothing much. Weekly. I kind of feel like it probably sells off down to the 730. I don't know if there's anything holding it back. It's closed underneath the 9, the previous low, or as in it's going to open underneath there. If it holds the daily underneath that point, I could very easily see it doing this. Look for volume at this level if it does hold for some time, and volume will tell you the key of the next movement. Very little volume, it looks like. How big is this company? This company is 221 million. So very small amounts of trades going on here. I could see it going to 738. Sometimes with the stock that's not that popular, if there is trade going on and the market is crashing, it can often get destroyed. And that's because people get out of that and they go into something they prefer owning. So sometimes these types of stocks are, yeah, I like it when I have no other value, but when I see other value, I'm going to take this one if it's flat and go buy Apple, or I'm going to go buy Tesla, or I'm going to go buy the index or whatever else. Remember, that can happen when you're trading maybe the not so good fruit. Good luck on this one, but I can see this level approaching, and 842 is kind of in the middle of nowhere. All right, let's check out Apple here. Apple pre-market 123. So the 125 may not hold. Remember, if we go up after the market opens, we could get back into the 125 and hold it. I'm thinking Apple goes 120. Now, you have to think also about who trimmed their positions. Warren Buffett trimmed his position. That's pretty weird. That is weird. He doesn't usually trim anything. Now, I'm not saying Warren Buffett's the best stock picker anymore or anything like that, but Vanguard also trimmed it, probably because it was heavily weighted in their portfolios and they thought it was a good price to get out. 120, very possible here, support. Apple could be going all the way back down to 110 or 100 though. And that's just because of the pure fundamental play behind Apple and how much it did move. Remember, this trend line is a huge movement, guys. That thing was set from March all the way through. It broke, closed. It was our pre-trigger for the market pulling back a little bit here, especially tech-led, like the Tesla channel. And now we're moving down. Quick shout out to the 1,000 viewers already joining us. We're still quite a while away from the market open, but there's plenty to go through. Donation coming in from Foxfire, $2. Can you look at AA, BB, please? Sure. So Apple 125 was the previous resistance becoming support. It looks like we're going to open underneath that at 123. Every $5 matters for Apple, but specifically the 10s. So 120, 110, And then 100 should act as absolutely the base floor, I would think, for Apple. Even from a fib level, it makes sense. Now, do I think we're going 100? I tend to think more likely a 110 and reaching this 200. Simple moving average, this kind of area here. Let's go to the weekly. Notice why that one looked pretty probable. But what will happen if we go to 110? The 50 will be there, and that will be a very healthy, normal correction in the markets. Asia broadband. Whoa. 73% yesterday on this. Pre-point. I don't think this has a pre-market that's correct. 74%. Okay. There's not going to be any TA here, probably. It's too new and it's too fast. 1 hour held. Move down a little bit. Let's go to 15 minute. Yeah, these types of ones, I've said it before, these are impossible to TA other than just to go every 10 maybe matters. Look, 0.4 should act as buying pressure, previous resistance, support, just a round number. I would think based on the current price action, 0.2s probably make sense here. So 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, if it gets through there and closes, 0.8. There's no technical thing that's going to help you. Maybe a fib pullback of the whole move, but I don't even think that one. Pennant's complete. Let's take the pole length. Is this complete? Yeah, it's complete. I mean, it's the end. Technically, it's the end. There might be more fundamentally, but technically it's the end. That's a straight pennant. I think we'd covered this on the channel. But yeah, I feel like that's the end of that one. Good luck. Roy Lee says, I got some Tesla at 653 this morning, smiley face. Yep, well, at the moment, 680 pre-market. Hopefully you are consistently smiling throughout the day. 650 was our target there for the short, 700, 650 back into the structure. So good luck on that one. But yeah, look, I'm glad to see a correction in Tesla. I know a lot of you guys will be like, Tom, you're an idiot. Why the hell do I want this? It's healthy to have it. You can't have something going parabolic forever because when it crashes, it will destroy. And I mean destroy you. It's going to be like tech bubble, tech boom 2.0 death. You do not want that. Let's have a look at now gold and silver. So gold actually finding some strength. Now, few people in the room found this one yesterday. They found it in the private community. I was very, very happy with them. Those guys that have done our course and stuff, they did a great job here at finding this trade. It was really awesome. Resistances on the 1 hour, the breakout close, the wick rejection, and then the movement into this level, at least this 1810 into 1820. Now, we're going up today into the next level. We've consolidated here. Now we go back up to potentially the 1830, which we know from previous levels has been a problem. We break through that. We're starting to look actually long on gold. I'm not convinced, but I do love that trade there. It's just a very great structure and quite nice. Gold's looking okay right now, but it's right at the kind of weird zone. Silver, however, silver. For all you silver bulls, come in here. Wow, bullish rejection candle, close above 2780. Look at this, 2780, 2780, 2780, close above, retest earlier this morning for US traders. This is a very cool zone and should hopefully signal back for the squeeze now, the movement up to the 2980-30 level. So silver's looking very bullish right now. Haven't seen the day close, but it's looking bullish and pretty decent from the TA level. Comes down, retests resistances, acts as support, finds bullish pressure, hopefully get an engulf candle up here. Not bad. Let's now go to the room. What's going on here? Kevin N says, check MGA Magna. It's a good long term, says Kevin. Okay, Kevin has that one. We'll check that for you since you're so regular in here, Kevin. We'll have a look, see what's going on. Magna International. Well, it had a nice structure break. Wow. 32, wait, when was it 30? March, yeah. November, so another big run up here. Only down 2% pre-market. Producer manufacturing auto parts. Wow, I'm surprised that business is doing that well. Look, it's a great run up here. I would prefer it to come back down to the structure if you're looking at this type of market and thinking about, okay, where am I wanting to get it? Probably an earnings report. I can't speak for what did happen. Movement down, hits the 20 at the same time. It hits this multiple resistance, would be a cool zone. Not bad. TA perspective wise, big volume recently off that. Okay, let's go back to the room here. What about AMD? Yes. PLTR, yes, we'll do that. Square from Fred. Okay. TS says time to cash out. I'm not sure what you're particularly cashing out of, but yeah, that's hopefully you can do it. Zom is falling down, unfortunately. Yes, Vic, it will be. Sol is doing well right now. Can we do Sol? Okay, well, there's a few here we will do. So for anyone that's looking at SCCIV, we did that before. Yeah, Renesola semiconductor stock. Ooh, no. Oh, I don't like it. $15, hey, pre-market. We broke through the 20 to the 15. There's no structure other than psychological here. Where do we go high? So we're probably at around a 61.8 fib-ish kind of level, 50, 61.8 fib. 1260. Oh, there's so little TA here, guys, on this one. I mean, other than it got through the support and it's making a series of lower lows, there's no buy here from a pure TA perspective, in my opinion. And of course, that's my opinion. Why is that? Because I just cannot see it's making lower peaks. We've got a lower trough here, a lower peak, a new lower trough forming today. 15 is a psychological number. It did respect 20. It did respect 25. So clearly the $5 matter, and maybe this trades that way. That's probably the way I would look at it. Okay, we had some other stocks. What was it? VIX, what is it telling us? Tequila Kevin, we did go through that. Go back about 10 minutes and you'll get it. Sal De Cristo, $2.99. Thanks so much, Sal. You've been donating a lot recently. Thanks so much. Can you do CCIV and what good entry is? I can do it because you donated it, but we did do it before. I don't particularly like this. I've said that a few times on the stream. I find it a bit gamblery, but 38.25, pretty much around this 35 zone is the good structured resistance. So here we've got the two resistance points. We do a full level of the fib, which is of course from 10 all the way to the high. You know, I like these kind of levels to come in. 50% is right around where it's opening. What is it? 38, 35 pre-market, but anywhere around this 35-ish, 36-ish zone, good resistance, good structure. It's pretty close to that right now. It's obviously a fast stock due to the hype. And there will be a lot of retailers stuck in this one, unfortunately, because it was super hyped on Reddit and stock twits. Think for yourself whenever you can, guys. Don't try to follow the hype. It's been fun recently, but practice risk management whenever possible. I know that's boring, and you probably say, Tom, shut up. I don't care. I just want to get in the pump. And the pump and dump's cool, but I never seen it like this one. I wasn't around in 2000. The pump dumps then were awesome too. But you've got to have a plan and a strategy. So to answer the question, yes, there's resistance through 35. It's a key psychological around a proper fib level with some good backing as well, because you've got the 50 exponential moving up behind. It's not a bad zone at that point. Good luck, Saldrisco. A Taste of Freedom, CHF $3, fist bump. Thanks very much there, A Taste of Freedom. I'm not sure if you had a particular thing you want to look at. Let me know. You can tag me at FX Evolution. Thanks so much for the $3. Jager Croft, Canadian $2. Thanks so much there, Jager. Big donator here. Can you please look at DMG? Okay, we can do that. And then we'll go back to the market and we'll just talk about it. Again, US 500, 38.62. US 100 off the lows, 13,044, and Bitcoin making a solid recovery here, 47,374. And you may say, not that solid yet. It's better than it was. And Ethereum is trading around that 1,470. So right in that nice structure area. DMG. Dragon Mountains. Surely that is the wrong code. DMG. TS, don't sell, just hold. Yeah, look, if you've got conviction. We did do silver, Michael. Go back a few minutes. We've certainly got silver. We've done it already. 2780 close was the key. And right now it's right at round support. I'd like to see an engulf moving to the bullish side on maybe a 4 hour or something. But it's done a good job in the last 24 hours. I guess it's this. Maybe it's this, the blockchain. Ah, it's the blockchain. It got me last time, this one as well. This is the one. Okay. Pretty hyped at the moment, these. It's not even down that much pre. DMG. Oh, okay. Ah, there it is. There we go. Okay, this one here. Thanks very much for putting that through again. So, which moving averages has this been following? 15 moving average 20. Here's a TA thing that you guys should learn. This was a gap below, but it ended as a bullish candle. I often negate this candle because it never really closed below 20. It basically gapped below and moved up. It wasn't a bearish movement that wasn't instantly held by volume and by bulls into this. So I do negate that sometimes when I analyze and I say how many touches to the 20 moving average were there. This has been a steady increase. 20 moving average on the 15 minute has been pretty good. It still is 458 pre-market. I'd like to see no close underneath the 20. If it closes underneath the 20, I would be starting to get pretty worried about it. And I would also have this level here, this 415, because you have a 50 exponential, you've got previous support, and it breaks down there. What have you got? You've got the peak, the trough, the lower peak, and the signal of a change of trend, which could be quite significant on something that's overbought. So good luck on this one, but that's DMGI for you. It's pretty much that lower peak, lower trough, and I would not like to see it go too far under the 15 minute. I'd like to have the trend continuing. Otherwise, I'm starting to get warning signs. A Taste of Freedom says Baidu. No worries. Thank you very much for the donation as well. Baidu. Think this is the correct code for it. Let's have a look here. 319. So like a lot of these stocks, down a bit pre-market. I have a few I want to go through with you guys as well, including Net and probably CloudStrike and a few others. So here is 319 pre-market, 335, 288. All right. 319, 307. I'm just trying to figure this one out here. It's had such a massive run on it. 132. Wow. It's crazy. I think it could fall off quite a lot. 280 seems possible as well. I don't know how much it's justifying this run up. TA wise, yeah, it's tough. I could see a 280 here, or at least a support. Where it is right now is nothingness land. It's basically back in this kind of previous resistance structure. It's been holding, no real moving average on the way up. 2 hours, nothing. That pullback was more severe. So what is it, like maybe an 8 hour? Yeah, it hit that one. I'd be looking more for this type of pullback. And with this kind of price action with gaps and stuff, I really want it. I would prefer 280 for Baidu. Sorry to tell you. Thanks so much to the 1,241 people that are coming through right now. Could you look at PLTR? Yes, we will do that. PLTR coming back down to a point of support. I know a lot of people love this one. ARK, of course, made the announcement. They bought it around here. There is big support around that 24.25 area. We're going to open pre-market at this stage 26.57, down 5%. So it's right around that correct zone. Probably the 25 is more buy, and it did come and hit that 30. So it did exactly the technical we talked about. Buy here, previous support acting as resistance right around that 30, and it tapped 30, went a couple of cents above, and then came back down. So that's what us as a community thought, and it certainly did do that. It played out pretty much to a T. All right, let's have a look at net, because I feel like this one. So this is Cloudflare. It's opening at a 75.60, down 3.55. Not down as much as it was before. Where is the clear levels of support here? So we have a 72, kind of 69, 70 zone. That was actually where it was in January. Now we break through that. That's going to be pretty negative for this company. But this is a very, very nice area around the 72. So it's definitely one to watch, one to think about. Now, also from that buying pressure we saw previously, look at this. Wick buying, wick buying. This time around, if it comes down here, I would like to see wick buying. 72.24, an interesting zone for Cloudflare. It's just one I was looking at, and it always has had decent buying pressure there. So again, if it comes down, I would like to see buying pressure, you know, I guess mirrored. Let's see if it happens. Whales in every market, says Aussie Craig. There certainly is. Zalef says, Tom, do you think you could look at a lithium play? Yeah, I guess so. ULTH, United Lithium. Oh, yeah, it's doing well. It broke through the dollar. That's strong. Wow. It got crushed. Okay. Probably trades. $1.40 was really important for it, actually. Previous resistance. Gets through here. I wouldn't even think $1.50 stops it. Probably to $2. One was, yeah, just before one. The only thing I can say here is 140, 140. Close above that. Could push further bullish momentum to 2. But it won't be where it stops at 2. It'll stop just before that. Like a standard kind of retail. Get out, maybe $1.70, $1.96 kind of play. Shane B, $5. Thanks so much, Shane. Thoughts on CDR jumping the last few days? So let's have a look at CDR here. CDR is CD Projekt. Now, do you guys know what this company is? Can anyone tell me what CD Projekt Red did? And whether you guys will ever... Actually, will you ever trust CD Projekt Red again and pre-order a game? For any gamers out there, would you ever pre-order a game from this company again? Let me know. Yes or no. Would you ever pre-order this one? A few people saying next stop BTC to 40K. That's from Mert. Yeah, buying pressure here on the monthly twice now. Wick rejections now coming on down. You can see what happens when hype turns to danger. Conrad said, yes, I would. Okay, interesting. Aussie Craig says, F no. Cyberpunk, that's correct. Quite a few people say Witcher, Cyberpunk, and no. That's right. Pre-ordering lol. Good, guys. Don't pre-order games from these evil companies. And mark my words, they are quite evil. So CDR, 238 has been great buying, and I'd like to see wick rejections on something like the monthly. We are close to the end of the month. I mean, look at this. Only a few more trade days here. 24th, 25th, 26th. Remember, the stats are that the Nasdaq is usually negative after a new president is installed in the US in February. I think it was almost 9 or 10 out of 10 times. 10 out of 10 times. 240. Yeah, I like the zone. I don't know if I like the company. What else have they got in the pipe? Do they have more stuff in the pipe? Clearly, very, very bullish when it gets in. Yeah, interesting zone. Good luck. Mountain Fortress says, sell it, beep 'em. We will do Tesla again, don't worry. Is now a good price for XRP? It's okay. Imagine paying for a broken game. I did it, GS. I did it. I bought that piece of crap. And I didn't enjoy it. I played it for 2 hours and there was some person flew around and I was done with that thing. All right, let's have a look now. Pre-market. I want to go through. Just quickly look at these futures. This is FinViz, by the way. Any new viewers here? We've got 1,350 viewers coming through for the pre-market. If you use FinViz, quite a good little screener to just see everything straight away. Also, some other ones for free software out there, guys. You got Koifin. Koifin's amazing. You've also got Market Watch is a great news one. Some people in the community will probably share a few others. But yeah, I like FinViz, Koifin, Market Watch. They're all really great free resources that you can use in trading. And of course, CoinMarketCap, everyone in crypto knows this one. Let's refresh this. I just want to talk about this point. So it's up about 40 billion since the start of the stream. But check this out, $1.4 trillion. Now, how many days ago was it now? It was about 1.6, 1.7, 1.8 trillion. It's dropped significantly from that price. Koifin lets you produce these types of charts as well, free. These are sector charts. I'll just quickly point this out. Energy and financials still doing the best sector-wise. Continue to think that that's probably going to happen for about a month. Technology getting hit. I wouldn't be concerned about growth in technology though. I just feel that it's going to be a sector that gets hit during this potential correction, and then after that, back to doing quite well. Industrials, technology continue to be two of my kind of favorite sectors, and energy and financials are almost done for me. It's almost over. I don't care about them very, very soon, but for now, they are still a play. What did Sam say? Delphine says, speaking of evil companies, we should make a list of them starting with Palantir. Oh, Delphine. Victor Herman, I'm not sure what you were talking about there. It's all FUD. Correction hasn't even started, says Mr. West. Well, yes, nothing really has started. This is a very small pullback in the scheme of things. Remember, put it all in perspective. Look at the weeklies. How big is this week? It's very small. There's a lot of new people in the markets, though. I understand that. It's very small compared to the standard fear sell-off. Now, if we see a true fear sell-off today, oh, we could go pretty hard. 2, 3, 4%, very, very possible. Let's have a look at BTC again. BTC just came back down. I noticed that. It's all over the place. 2 little buying wicks here on the 2 hours. Let's have a look at the 4 hours. Oh, it's not that strong. Not the traditional kind of Bitcoin we've seen recently. 1 hour, 2 wicks, okay. So for real bull technicals, you would have to wait for it to get through 49 again to think that it's going to have that pickup. And where is it going to pick up to? Previous supports around that 52. So this area in here is quite tradable, moving averages and everything, but it has to get through this zone first. Bitcoin is struggling. NEO at an insane price to buy. NEO broke through as well, similar to all other EV companies, Tesla included. J York, New Zealand, $5. DBX and Beam, please. All right, let's have a look at DBX. Dropbox. This was a bad earnings. Well, not bad, I mean, but it wasn't excellent. This was coming right in. It was like doing a Cisco. If Dr. Horton's there, you'll know what I'm saying. A standard Cisco play is bite the rumor and don't wait for that announcement because it's never good. Cisco always announce underneath what the market expects and it sells off. So 26 is the key longer term resistance here on Dropbox. I really like that level if we can close above it to signal further buying pressure. This was an IPO kind of gone wrong, traditional with all of the IPOs that used to be in tech, where they'd come in, they'd dump, 18 months later, you'd put them on your list and you'd come back and you'd say, oh, now I'm interested. Maybe Snowflake will be like that as well. Good company, but possibly it might take some time. We will look at Snowflake today. Here is the support zone. So pretty much it's coming into that area. 2150 previous supports, It's opening now to 2190, 2150 should be where it finds support for Dropbox. Hopefully it does for you. Anything break under that, or I'd be pretty worried. I'd actually be getting out this and saying movement down into the lows, 18 again. I would hope that doesn't happen for you, but Dropbox is looking okay at that level. I don't think it's a stock I would have in my portfolio at this stage. Beam 110, 103 hitting new highs. Let's take a look. A lot of consolidation and strange things after the movement up. This is a health technology biotech company. Pretty wild swings recently. Come to the daily. Okay, so it's failed multiple times at this strength line. 103 on the pre-market around here. Oh, it's held at 20 the whole way up. 20, 20, just underneath, then bounced quickly. Probably look to the 50 exponential moving average for any potential pick opportunities, and you probably want to see some bullish intentions on that candle. Good luck on Beam, but yeah, not too much going on here other than it's been holding that 20 on the way up. Volume also dropping. Oh, what's this? CG Project Red. Thomas Toe says, hey Tom, great stream as always. What do you think about PG and Barber? They're good stocks actually, Thomas. So let's have a look at those ones. Excellent. Kevin says, Tom, you're a machine. Thanks very much, Kevin. Rambo Smith, $4.20. Thanks very much for the donation. Rambo, if you do have something you want to look at in that donation, please at FX Evolution me and I'll take a look at it. One of the mods will let me know. But again, thank you very much for the donation there. Boeing pre-market, Mountain Fortress says selling might be good play. We did Boeing yesterday. I'm not sure I like Boeing that much. I didn't mind the TA on it, but if it's selling again, it's breaking that inverse head and shoulders if you look at it on a chart, and that's not cool. So this is Procter & Gamble, straight on support, was 146, now 126. I don't mind this company, kind of. There's a few things I don't like about this company, and that's some of the brands they held. It is actually on perfect support though. Pre-market, literally flat as a tack, 0.01. It's a nice level if you like the company. 100 would be the next thing, and that's unlikely to happen. So big pullback here right into the correct zone of around this 126, previous resistance becoming support. I'd fib this up on Procter & Gamble. Get the 38.2. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Let's get the weekly. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're basically buying the falling knife. Another way of doing something like this is go to like a 4 hour. See how it's creating accumulation structure. If you don't want to be stuck in this type of stock for a long time and you rather have the bigger move, you basically create a channel. You look at the volume and then you wait for a break of that out. And that will then signal back to the 136-ish for resistance. So that becomes your good trade. You can put on spreads, you can put on options, you can do all of these types of things. That's the type of thing I look for. So I actually like trading boring stocks, and this is a boring stock, but I don't buy it here. I actually buy it here. And then I trade this little snippet with a CFD or with just the stock itself or an option. That's the way I kind of look at things. Proctor's at the right level. Michael K, $2. Thoughts on Uber? Thanks very much for the donation there. We will. Rambo wanted to look at SCO. Okay, we will load up SCO. And then I also have a few other stocks I need to look at. So we'll do all of these. Lockheed Martin. Oh, I want to do that. Lockheed Martin. I haven't looked at that one in a while. BTC pumping, 47.6. Yes, it is moving up. That's very, very good. We've got Uber. Just writing down a few so we can go through it. Quick reminder, BTC here, starting to pump. Let's go down to the 2 hours and 1 hours. Oh yeah, so we've got the two rejections we saw before. With that 49 that we'd like to clear. We'll continue to watch this space. Market-wise, though, is not doing it. So BTC is pulling back. However, at the same time, we do not have a pullback in the US 500. 38.57 US 100, 13,025. VIX 24.8, guys. So that volatility is spiking still on the main markets. SCO here, ProShares Trust. Let's have a look. Top-down approach, always best when you're looking at these stocks. If you're looking at only the 15 minutes, don't do what Tom did many years ago and look at tick charts and 1 minute charts. Look at the whole picture. So this here is the ultra short Bloomberg crude oil. Firstly, I don't like it because of what it is. They suffer from strange contango and all sorts of things like that. I'm not big on trading synthetic oil in general. You can get really hurt. Remember the contract last year, negative $40. Now, a lot of people don't understand that, but you can get burnt on certain contracts, on forward contracts, on rolls of contracts. And instantly when you look at the monthly chart, you see the degradation that happens. Now, if you look at a up ETF in oil, it will also be heavily degraded throughout time and repriced. I don't like this though. I don't really know what's going on. I mean, it's going down. You have to pro this to oil itself, and then you have to say, where's oil? If you want to take oil short, where can you do that? Maybe 65. Previous resistances becomes the resistance. Our longer term target, we were here buying, we were here buying, we were here buying. You can see some TA that's on the screen. And then 65, I liked 60, I'm done with oil. But 65 is the next target. It hits the resistance. That's the zone for me. Let's now have a look at Uber. Unfortunately, with those bear short things, just be a little bit careful there. But thanks so much for the donation, and look to oil price to give you the idea. So Uber looks horrible for me on a chart. You've got rejection, rejection, rejection. I don't like anything about these monthlies. I really don't. I also think that if the monthly here closes below again, you are open for a couple of different trades. So let's say the monthly closes here and it doesn't hold this bullishness. It's down 2% pre-market 54. If that happens, and then we have a monthly that closes above any of those. So I'm thinking it's here. Let's say I paint it here. Ignore this candle. We got one here, one here, one here. Then we get a next monthly like this. I think then you can probably say, let's go long 60, possibly 70. It's time. The momentum is shifting. But we did just have a very nice move this month on Uber, and it hasn't held it so far. And if it closes lower, I'm not bullish. Here's the movement down. It's back onto the previous little resistances. Let's go to the daily. Yep, it's back there, but it's going to close under, what's going to open underneath. I would think $50 is your target level to be interested in the stock if you are interested in it. Those monthlies look horrible, but 50 is the target zone. There's not much data in this one. It's just too new. Thanks so much for the donation though there, Michael. Do appreciate it. Hopefully I got Rambo's one there. Stefan Delange says $5. Thanks so much. Hi, love the stream. As Nvidia, a sell before earnings report tomorrow. So we will look at Nvidia. Nvidia has a lot of selling from internals. So if you actually look at FinViz, and it's not a new thing, but Nvidia Corporation continuously has massive amounts of insider negative transactions. It's been upgraded, recently. Feb 3rd upgraded. There's more upgrades that have come through. You go through here and you'll see all of the selling. Directors selling, president, CEO continuously sells, always the same block. So it's nothing new. Look at all this data. Always selling lots and lots of money. Man, so rich in the fiat currency. Options expiring all the time in those sells. So there is a lot of insider trading on Nvidia. In terms of whether I think it's a sell into it, let's have a look at the market price. So the market price was going pretty hyperactive. We talked about which channel do we take. So this was a great channel break into the bigger kind of movement. This one completed. So you take the change range here, move it out. Yes, it completed. It was a very, very good level. Very good zone there, guys. Hit the 610 and now it's coming back. It's 561 now. 561 puts it here right into the previous That's tough. Hey, I mean, if you think the market's going down, maybe, but if you like the company, it's into support. Previous resistances become support. It's the correct zone for it to be ahead of a market. Yeah, I mean, what's the worst that happens? Probably goes through and then comes back down, tests the 520, maybe 500. So if you can wear that and you believe in the company, this zone here is resistance becoming support, and it makes sense for it to be there. I would think that Nvidia is going to be okay in the earnings. I mean, the demand for 3080s is insane. Have you seen the scalp prices in Australia here, guys? 2,000 Australian dollars for the crappiest 3080 ever. The crappiest one. The one that was like $1,200 Australian. So it's an $800 literal increase because of this semiconductor and all these problems. Massive ripoff. So Nvidia on the resistance becoming support and movement down here. PLTR, we've done it a lot of times. We certainly have. Bitcoin, yes, 48,458, guys. Nice bouncing here. It's what you want to see. F is probably going to be a little bit slower to move with that. I'll ignore this stupid Kraken data, but yes, F is a little bit slower. Beautiful. Previous resistances becoming support. Got a little bit through that, but I can see why it's bouncing. XRP 46.88 also moving up. So coins are moving. The stock market is still flat, or still moving down a little bit. Let's look at the pre-market. Let's do that. I'll load up the Webull pre-market with the specs in it, and we'll have a look at each one. That's why I don't live in Australia, says Leto. Well, yeah, cool, because we got ripped off. Is that what you mean? Yeah, we do get ripped off here, but the country's all right. Don't worry. All right. Here is our pre-market screener, and it's going to be a brutal sea of red on growth stocks. I see this Enphase Energy. Ooh, negative 8.55. Okay, here we go. 493 large cap companies, 23 billion plus. Let's look at the pre-market. Marriott International. I don't even think I've seen this stock on our first pick ever. 2.5%. Boeing, how the hell is it up? Whatever, 0.83%. We may look at it later. Enphase Energy getting destroyed. Shopify, of course, a heavy growth stock getting wrecked. ARK is going to be down today. Teladoc, another massive ARK stock. Tesla, an ARK stock. So all the ARK stocks. Zoom, 4.89. Oh, it's going to be brutal. Let me have a look at RK. RK, there we go. Innovation ARK. This is down 4% pre-market to a 138. So right onto that 50 exponential. It hasn't been, actually it's been bought off those times. Each time it's pulled back. So here we are. Now you don't want to do TA generally on an ETF. Just remember that. You can do it on an indice, but you don't usually do it on the ARK ETF or anything. It doesn't make sense because they're holding different stocks at all points. They're rotating in and out of them. How the hell would TA work? It won't work. Look at the underlying big holdings and do your TA from there. What about NEO? Yeah, we can check that out. What are your thoughts on CTRM? We'll have a look if we can. Jacob Waterman, there was an exec that unloaded 720,000 shares at $19.99. Who was it? What was this for, Sid? What was this for? Do you think the SP 500 will bounce to 3,900 before it turns? Unlikely. It shouldn't. It already has done that. Sal de Cristo, $3.99. What stocks you like to buy at right now? Right now, stocks that I like, I'm looking at a lot of the standards. So I don't mind CRM coming down to this kind of 235-ish, 232-ish level. I already thought it was a little bit, it was on the move up. So I don't mind CRM. I don't mind Net, like we talked about before. I don't mind Datadog.
I'll take your entire
A few of these stocks interest me, but of course you need to make your own decisions on these types of things. Teladoc's coming down to an interesting level as well. These are some overpriced, perceivably overpriced stocks, but they are coming down to more interesting levels. Previous resistances through all of this 240, 236 range. We're sitting at a 253 pre-market on this one as well. So they're interesting levels, but they're not quite at the perfect zones. So all of those ones certainly interest me. AMC, 14.91% yesterday. 6.99. Oh, clap for you guys. Look at this. 6.99. Straight into the resistance, guys. $7. Nice. Bet your GME is not doing that good. Negative 3.8. Yeah, AMC straight into the 7. Cool. I like it. I like the fact it's turned around with that nice news. Leto says, I am going short everything today. All right, good luck there, Leto. Thanks so much to the 1,577 people viewing right now. If you're enjoying the stream, remember to thumb it up. It does help us. I've been doing videos every week for the last, or every day of the week for the last couple of weeks to do with these markets. And we do the pre-market into the market. Speaking of pre-market, we've got about 1.5 hours now until the market opens, and we'll be looking at plenty of stocks. Yay for AMC. Yeah, I hope it works for a lot of people that are holding it. Okay, let's have a look at Boeing. Boeing here, 214 pre-market. I don't know what's going on. It's holding the inverse head and shoulders, with the 220 being our signal to go long. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. The formation is correct. The volume coming through is actually correct, but it needs to close above here. And we even proofed this yesterday. If you're new to the channel, this is the way you proof a pattern. So you take the distance of the pattern to whatever it is, the neckline in this case, and then you extrapolate that out, and then that should go into a previous resistance or support. If it does, especially in currency trading, then it's proofed. And that means that it is more likely that for that pattern to be correct. So if you're ever wondering if your pattern analysis is good or not, or it makes sense, or you want to give yourself more conviction, try proofing it. That is, I'll call it a Tomism, because I don't know if other people say proofing patterns, but I certainly have come up with this over the years, and I like it. Kurt Greenway, thanks so much for the donation here, Kurt. $9.99. GM from CA. Generally, how does pre-market trading affect stocks when the trading day opens? Use ENZC as an example. ENZC. So the pre-market is just well, it's obviously a futures contract. So it's a perception of what it's going to open at. I find that the pre-market is generally a bit of trash, and so is usually the first hour. It's when us, the retail traders, we start trading. And when we start trading, Wall Street's like, ha ha ha, we're going to manipulate this, we're going to stuff around with it. It's not really the key. The key is generally in the close of the day, the last hour of trade, where the big funds rebalance, they buy their bigger positions, they miss during the day, and you see the true sentiment of that day. Look at pretty much every open, and then look at where the market ends at the end of the day, and you'll notice a lot of the time it reverses the decision of the open. Especially Monday mornings, the first hour is often quite fake. Because the retail, we all love Mondays. Yeah, we come in, we go, yes, the stock market was closed. Now it's open. We're ready to trade, and you put all of your money in for the week on the Monday. How many of you guys have done that? How many people have put on all of their money on a Monday and then had nothing? I mean, it's probably this week it's happened. Put your hands up, guys, if you've done it. That's my thought process. Now, 65.98. I'll do the TA here. 38.21% up yesterday. So that's actually a pretty interesting gap close for this health technology biotech. I assume there's news here. The pullback was pretty severe. Didn't come to any... Oh, it almost hit that dollar and then sold off. Okay. Let's look at the TA. Go to the week. Go to the 4 hour. Thoughts on Neo? Yes, we'll do Neo. Don't worry. Okay, 0.7, very important area. Resistance just underneath it, So I'm going to go with the round number here because it looks like a bit of a smaller trading position. The market cap is puny. It's only 80 million. So again, pre-market is going to be very light generally on this unless there's news. So because it's a really small company, it's unlikely to have pre-market markets. It's going to be more about the real market. Look at the market capitalization is what I'd say to you. Close above 70 will trigger into the 90s. And then, of course, if we get that close above $1, you'll be very, very happy because it should have a bunch of hype coming into it. But yeah, 70 is the all-important key close you're looking for, and pre-market should not affect this particular stock due to its market cap. Rambo Smith, 269. Hello, how can we short oil if not SEO? Oh, no, Rambo. You can short oil using SEO. There's nothing wrong with that. Sorry that you had to donate again for this one. You can short doing that, but please be aware that shorting the contract or buying oil contracts has an incredible cost in it. So you want to be doing it for short, sharp moves. Don't be holding it for months thinking, I could buy oil last year at $4 a barrel, no brainer. It's not how it works. It's like the VIX. People think, oh, I can buy the VIX at 24.5 and hold it. No, you can't. Because if you look at a VIX ETF, it will be getting wrecked with roll. By the way, 4-hour close above the 24. Interesting. We'll continue to watch this space. Yeah, you don't want to, you can absolutely use SEO. In Australia, we would use a CFD and we would use CFD paper shots. Thanks very much for the donation there. Let's now have a look at NEO because we've got billions of requests. Quick reminder, Bitcoin coming up to the 49,000, looking to break that right now. XRP 47, ADA coming back hard 98. So it doesn't look like the retail is gone yet in cryptocurrencies. The bull has come back for those for the time being. So congratulations. I think ETH probably hit the best technical. BTC was interesting, but these are looking like good moves for now. NEO is pretty dodgy in terms of the TA. Similar to Tesla, we had it break 55 psychological. This was the structure. So what are we going to do? We're going to take that structure. We're going to extrapolate that out. I'm going to proof it in the market to try to get an idea of where it's going. And it comes with a 45, and I think 40 is quite possible for NEO as well before it finds buying pressure. But 45 was good because you have a 200 simple moving average, a psychological zone, and the proof of the market completion. So it's really close to that right now. 46.60. Not bad, not bad. Stu Pie, $2.99. Thanks so much, Stu. A mining company is worth looking at. Yeah, Stu, where have you been, man? I love mining companies, specifically iron ore and copper and things like that. Look for metals that are used heavily in rebuilds. Unfortunately, most people are already on that type of train. So here's BHP for an example. This is an Australian iron ore producer. I think it's still the world's biggest. Look at these gains. This is a boring stock, but it pays around 5% per annum in actual income as well. So you get 5% per annum for owning it. And then on top of that, you get some pretty decent gains. 50.33 today. Very heavy moves. $34. Now, I can tell you this is an amazing return. $34 on a stock that's already huge from November to now. It kind of proves that we're probably done with this cycle or very close to being done. How do I know that? Look at this. 1 month. Wow, okay. BHP has struggled with the $50 several times in its life. Rio has also struggled, and FMG is ridiculous. So these are all iron ore companies in Australia. So be careful in the commodities market right now. I do think it will hit better highs, but we've just reached the resistance. So you're probably a little bit late to the party there. Thoughts on Litecoin, LTC? I haven't done that on the charts here. Well, we're not using the Kraken data. No Kraken data. Bitcoke. All right. LTC. Thoughts on this one? We'll go with the monthly to start with. So previously, of course, the original owner, the original creator, sold this coin back here. Oh, he destroyed it when he did that. That was brutal. I watched a few people have Litecoin at 300 and I was thinking, yeah, you got a lot of risk of the guy selling it, and he did. So I think it's Charlie something. You guys can correct me in the room who it is. LTC, previous resistance, 170, became support. Not a bad zone. Resistance became support. Also great buying pressure through here. I like that a lot. I like this zone even more. So where it came to was a very sweet level from a TA perspective. 3 triple resistance, maybe 4s, found the buying pressure, and I bet you it's a fib of the whole move. So it looks good at this zone. It looks good here. And as long as BTC can hold positive sentiment, Litecoin should be able to do a bit of a turnaround, at least to 200, if not the 220, 240 range. So good luck with that. But these two areas here made a lot of sense. Yeah, do always ignore people. If someone says to you, and they're not traders, they're definitely new to the market or very hyperactive. If they say you go to a stream and they say, buy, sell, or whatever, a stock, completely disregard their comments. They're absolutely hype ramping you. It's not good. Never, ever pay attention to those kind of people. Connor, I'm sorry to hear that you're down 10 grand, mate. I'm not sure. Should I buy ETH now? ETH's at support. We saw that, but you've got to make your own decisions, man. I cannot give you financial advice, hey? We can only go TA. Don't use Kraken data. I can tell you that. So here we've got the resistances that became support. So ETH had a nice bounce off this area. If Bitcoin continues to be able to hold the sentiment, ETH should move back up to the 1800s. But you've got to make your own decision. And all we know is that 1400 was a good level based on technicals. Thoughts on Neo, says Corey. We've done that one. I think it was about 45 was our thoughts there for Neo. AMC to the moon, says Cryzon. Yes, it's doing quite well. GS says it's just a bad habit to let people hype you. It is a very bad habit, GS. I'm sure you've been hit by it. I've been hit by it. The internet and newspapers, you know the easiest way to do that? This is the easiest way to do that. Don't click this button and don't read that. Bad. Make your own decisions whenever possible, but be smart about it. Does it make sense to you? If you're investing, do you want to hold that company for a long time? If you couldn't handle the market being closed for a month, not doing Buffett's, but the month, then you probably shouldn't be in that stock for an investment. If you're trading, well, you can trade whatever you want. You're in, out, usually within a few days, if not a few minutes or hours. It's like this one. Sundial is a classic case of a stock I hate with a passion. Now, there'll be guys out there and there'll be people out there that say, what are you talking about, Tom? I like this stock or something. This was a pump dump special, and I have very little faith in this position, and I've said that several times. I've been doing this for 12 years. For me, yes, there's a trade opportunity if you understand it's a pump dump, but there's a lot of risks. And unfortunately, people got burnt throughout this one, and I feel bad for them. I really do. Let's go to the US 500. It's not doing too much. 38.59. Our thought process of the day is we closed below the wicks onto the 20 moving average of the SPX. Let's do that. 20 moving average of the SPX. It looks like we're going to open around here today, so around this level, which makes sense. If we hold below here, that is very bearish to the point of going to the 3800, and the 3800 may find that may be where it is. So our key levels are here, here, and then underneath that, I tend to believe we're going at 3600. So it becomes like progressive. Here's a standard little 20 moving average that's happened all the time through the run. I feel like there's a little bit more in this one. I've said that a few times. 50, 3800 makes sense. But then underneath that, I'm thinking 200 points down to the 36. You can see 37 might act, but it'll do this. Test from the bottom up. Come down. Especially if it's wanting to trap people, it'll do this quite a few times. It'll do the constant 2 steps down, 1 step back. Trap more retail, trap more retail, trap more retail, if that's the way that we end up moving in the markets. No, you can't, Noah. Can you get some financial advice? No, unfortunately, I can't do that. William Varley says, very informative. Thank you. No, thank you, William. Appreciate everyone that's come out. DraftKings, Austin Lick. Yeah, let's have a look at DraftKings. I was typing in Austin then. DraftKings, Nasdaq. Okay. $58 on DraftKings, down 3.83%. So this company is very highly valued. It's a good company. I know of DraftKings. I also think legalization of gambling and sports gambling in America is a huge deal. We have the strong resistance at this 64. I don't know why 64, but it is. If we break close above that, look for a pullback, move to 70, possibly move to 80, etc. And the trend has been very strong. While DraftKings is here and it moves down, where should strong buying be? Pretty much every $5, you've got buy points. You've got 50, you've got 55, and then you've got the 45. I tend to feel DraftKings is more of a retail traded stock, so it trades in those psychological bounds, $10 and $5 increments. I would look at that and pay some attention, and weekly 20s as well. The way it's bounced off these has been pretty good, and we're still quite far away from that. So where is this one? Let me bring it up. 52. Okay. Thanks so much to the 1720 viewers that are viewing right now. If you're enjoying the stream, thumb it up. Definitely give us a follow, subscribe. I've been doing this quite a lot, so hopefully you are enjoying it. Solly up huge yesterday. I think we did that a little while ago for Solly. BTC has fallen, yes, but it's still higher than it was during the start of the stream, which was about an hour and a half ago. Should we buy Tesla? Tesla, it's at a level or around a level that is a 20 moving average on the weekly, which is a pretty good kind of area or zone, but it's in a free fall at the moment. You've got to be careful about it, yeah? Technically, it's at a 20. Daily structure is here, but if we fall through this point, I could easily see Tesla coming to $500 or a 450. This resistance or these areas, and I think that would be the end of a major pullback here. Tesla could be in for more, but really all I thought was this prediction was quite likely. Down to the 650 was also very likely. We've been calling that for the last week. Anything further is unknown territory. Let's look at the pre-market together now. Let's see what's happened. Marriott still up there. JP Morgan, so a bank still holding. Energy and banks will still relatively hold strong. McDonald's also having some rotation into it. Walt Disney, we'll take a look at that stock. Was up 4% yesterday. But on the down day here, all of the big tech stocks that have moved heavily, Enphase Energy, Shopify, Teladoc, Futu, Square. Let's look at Square. We had some requests for that before. Every $20 on Square is usually a key level. We are opening at a 255. So we're getting pretty close to that previous resistance 240. My thought process has always been, we get a little double top up here. We close below the 260. We signal a 240 movement. 240 should have buying pressure due to the previous resistance becoming support. And that should time itself relatively well with the correction moving to the point that it should. I mean, we've got Nasdaq right now underneath 13,000 at a 12,995. I was thinking Nasdaq 12.4 to 12.2-ish area in terms of this pullback. So maybe that times well with Square at about this zone, 241. It's very strong due to the crypto markets where they are. Can we check Uniswap? I've never done Uniswap, so why not? Uniswap, of course, another cryptocurrency. It's another one that's come back down. It had that big breakout, hyperactive move in the final stage of kind of hyperactivity. A lot of structure through Uniswap though. So we've got resistances and supports. Resistance at around where it is right now, 22, acting as support, and then lower support at 17. So I like both those zones. I like where it is right now from a technical perspective. It is a bit like catching a falling knife, but look at the pickup. There's clearly pent demand here on this coin. This coin's probably not a joke as much as some others. Oh, Tron. What do you guys think? I want to know this one. Crypto traders out there. What is the worst coin in the top 20? In the top 20 coins, which coin is the worst coin? Let me know in the room. I want to know your opinions. I know mine. FN though says appreciate the daily live streams, man. No worries, FN. I'm trying hard. I'm trying hard for you guys. Apple is a bad trade for me, says trains all day. Trains are good stocks, man. But I'm sorry to hear that. Has CCIV bottomed? Aqua K said it's around the right area for it to find structure. Yes. Natasha, Tesla and BTC are correlated. They're correlated with retail market. If we see a fall in crypto as well, oftentimes Tesla will move. Possibly people are having to pull out. There could be leveraged people as well pulling all over the place. XRP coming in. Dogecoin, yes. Doji. How is Doji not in there? All right, so it looks like the community thinks ADA is dodgy. Madalark, come on. Why are you saying that? All of them, says Kevin. XRP, Doji. US dollar is the worst top 20 coin. I like that one, James. Also, L Snapperton, US dollar. Good. Coin fees? Yeah. XRP seems to be... How does XRP lose into Dogecoin? Wow, you guys hate XRP. That's too funny. So yeah, 22... Around this 2250 is the correct zone. 20 moving average. Held as well a few times. Nice. Poor XRP. Just getting absolutely destroyed. It's worse than a meme coin according to you guys. I call it Doji coin. Tom G says you struck a nerve. Sorry, Tom G. With Disney Plus getting Star, it'll rise, right? Getting Star. Disney, I love the stock. I mean, this price range, what's the cap here? It's 348 billion. I mean, I've been bullish always on Disney. I've said this many times. I don't really care for this price. I care for a price down here. Oh, I missed a donation. Sorry, Cameron. At FX Evolution, can you check out Crowd, CRWD? My January 2022 leaps are getting spanked. All right, let's take a look at that. Thanks so much, Cameron, for the donation. And you're looking at a stock that I do like, so that's good. Yeah, Disney, I want it down here, guys. I don't like it here. But I believe a lot in their forward... of their streaming service. Everything's going to be sweet. Crowd. Down pre-market here, 4.66 at a 215. You want to talk about hyper growth? Check this out. $31 to $225. That's a nice return. A solid company. So the company is good. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see a 200 in this correction. You're not going to like me for that, especially when you donate. But I do feel like this is the zone it makes sense to get to. We were here in January. We had an epic move up. We were also here in what period is this? Start of Jan, pretty much all year. The gains have been pretty severe. That was 250, so that was a nice percentage gain. I think here, and I hope that holds. I really do, because I believe in this company from a fundamental perspective, and I like it. But what is the ramifications of getting underneath the 200? Oh, it's bad. It's like 180 down to like a 155. I feel like that's where we're going. Pre-market's opening at 215. 50 moving average was bounced off once before, so it's possible that holds for us. But I tend to think the 200 is in sight here, especially if the Nasdaq continues to get crushed. And now that they've started, Wall Street may not have any reason not to. Remember, put call ratios. Let's check our CNN fear greed index. And some people don't like CNN, but this fear greed index thing is good. We had greed, but I would argue we had extreme greed on the call side. So our call side greed was massive, and we're only here in the oscillator of all of these. So generally in a market correction, we get at least underneath the 40 in this rating. At least underneath the 40. We were there previously. We're only here. So when this updates, we might be here. Maybe a 50. Expect further pullbacks there. So CrowdStrike, I like the stock. It's good. I just think that it could go to 200. Thanks very much for the donation. Metal Bad Mojo, $2. Thank you very much, Metalhead. Oh, Metalhead Bad Mojo. L3D.DE, opinions on stocks for the long run. L3D, I hope it's this. Symbiotic. Oh. Is this it? I don't know every stock in the world. I guess it is. Symbiotic Commercial Services. So I know nothing about this particular company. That's okay. The problem is, as well, is it has very little TA on it. Market capitalization is something I look at. Don't even have it on the chart here. Maybe I do for the other one. Nope. Wow, I don't have any market capitalization. I have so little data on this. I don't know what I can tell you. 30 was resistance. I mean, sure. When a company is small, it will trade based on basic human psychology. So every $5 for a stock like this is a SPAC, I assume, or something. I don't even know what this is. 20, 22. Okay. Look, there's nothing I can really tell you other than if it gets through the 30, you are looking for a movement to the next $10 increment, which will be to 40. That's just because it's traded that way. Maybe even a 5, so 35 into 40. There's just no price action here for me to tell you what's going on. 2 hour, the structure's bad. You can give me another one if you want to have a look at it. That one's just too hard. Upstated New York Rider, $4.99. Can you look at UAL significant option action for the March 45.60 calls? Thanks and love the stream. Thank you very much for the donation there. Upstated New York Rider. Appreciate that. Can you look at UAL? Sure, we can. Now, I will have also for the stream, I'll be doing lines and looking at full-on volume assessments and looking at the ticker and putting that with the TA for you guys and overlaying it. So if you think you'll enjoy that, we've got a big audience today. Definitely remember to subscribe. We should have that coming next week, including some option stuff as well. I'm pretty good at options, so you know, if I say so myself, that's probably one of my specialities actually. So we'll talk about TA into option strat if you guys like it. Would you guys like that? Let me know. If you want TA into option strategy concepts, then I'm happy to talk about it. I like everything to do with options. I'm not a big fan of warrants, but that's just because in Australia, where I'm from, they're not heavily used anymore. So UAL 45.60 call options. So we're trading at a pre-market 50. So it's holding today, right around here, right around the resistance. We want to do top-down approach here. So we go monthly first to find out where we've been. Okay, I see why there's some calls coming in here from the monthly perspective. Good, good, good. Yes. All right. Okay, this is good. Yeah, I like all of what I'm seeing here. I want a weekly close above this zone though. Okay, this is the correct kind of recovery after an epically bad time. You want to put volume on this as well. Okay, volume has been relatively small. There was big hyperactive volume after the crash. This is when generally retail crowd kind of buys all the way down here and gets involved, and then they get bored of it and get stuck holding it. I would be wanting a close above this area from a TA perspective. And then when we get a close above that, you probably should see a pullback back down to it. Hopefully a bullish hammer, an engulfing candle, any of those types of things. And I think call spreads or calls in general should be targeting a 60. If you took the distance of this ascending triangle, because I think it's fair to probably call it that, we'll go 2/3 of the way through. We'll see if we can proof it. Ooh, just short. No, I'll stick with that. So $70 could be a target here. Interesting. Close above on the weekly is key. Daily is not telling us anything. Yeah, I would like to see the close in the weekly. Good luck there, Upstate New York Rider. Thanks so much for the donation. Sendel, Nick. Please don't talk about Sendel. Good entry as well, hold. Yeah, I would like to say I like Sendel or Sundial or whatever we call it, but it's pretty pumpy and dumpy. We've talked about it a few times. Be careful in that one when comparing to a TLRY or an APHA or something like that. Dr. Horton says, Tom, always improving this stream. I'm trying, definitely, Dr. Horton. That's thanks to you guys supporting the stream that I can do that. Pre-market, 38.60 for the US 500. BTC still recovering, 49,080 right now. And the Nasdaq is sitting around 13,000. Jose Mario said, at FX Evolution, what about IRDM on the channel falling to hell? IRDM. Iridium Communications. I never even heard this. 9.46 on the open, $40. Yes. Oh, that's not good either. Is it closed to low? Daily's been pretty aggressive, $40. It's in the middle of nowhere, man. If you took the whole range here and you said maybe this was your double top on the smaller time frames and you pulled that out, it's pretty much right around where it is now. That being said, there's no heavy structure till 30, and I'm sure you don't want it there. A stock volumes moving to crypto, Fernando says. I think some people are taking money out of stocks and moving to crypto, but no, not necessarily. They're pretty not connected. Hi-Fi Tommy says, could you? KK says, love options. Yes, absolutely. So it looks like you guys would like that. We will talk about it. Probably on a market day that's boring. That's when we'll be doing it. I'll announce it on the videos we do. James B with the donation, $2. Are there any specific ETFs that you like? Thanks a lot. Yes, I do like ETFs, a few different ETFs. I tend to go to ETFs that specifically target an idea or a concept I like. So what I mean by that is, let's say I like cybersecurity. I will look to a cybersecurity ETF. Now, the codes that I'm going to talk about are Australian codes, and that's because I'm from Australia. ARK is a pretty good ETF. I mean, we've seen the returns that that's provided, but I like things like, maybe I'll look to drugs, okay? I don't specifically usually target drugs. I tend to target healthcare though. So if you look at healthcare, I believe healthcare is something that can beat inflation. It's very consistent. It's very good. So I like healthcare ones. I don't have a specific one, but usually they're like, well, I do in Australia, it's like drug or something, but I usually look for top 10 or top 20 holding index ETFs that are very, very cheap. I don't mind the gambling ones that have been opened recently, if you believe in that as portions. I quite like anything to do with cybersecurity. As I said, I think there's real growth there from a government. I don't mind ethical investment ones as well. And there's codes like one that was in China, because I don't invest in China personally. This is the worst writing ever there. So CNU was a very good one for a while. So it gave me access to, I didn't want to own Chinese banks. I didn't want to own some of the old industries, and they had an innovation kind of thing. So these kind of ones were good. But yes, I do like ETFs. I tend to buy either index ETFs or specifically targeted concepts I like, e.g. robotics, etc. Not rocket science there, guys. That's what I do. Ken Bone, $5. I have 1K. What should I buy when the market opens? Man, I can't do that one, Ken. I can't do that one. But look, because it's basically full-on advice. You've got to stick to what you believe in. And what are you trying to do with your $1,000? Are you trying to trade it and make more money and be in and out? Or are you trying to invest it and buy a price that you're going to hold? If you're trying to invest it, I would suggest that you create a short list of maybe 5 companies that you like, or 10. Look to the TA, set your alerts on the software for support levels that you want to buy at and levels that you're going to like, and then you can invest your $1,000. If you're trading the $1,000, then you're just looking for pure market structure. And today, it's definitely an opportunity, but I can't tell you which ones. Look, keep watching the stream, and I'm sure you'll find some you may like. A few people are saying, buy SQ and XRP. Hey, these guys are saying it. Buy AMC from J-Rock there. Look, I can't tell you which one to buy, man. Simon Alexander says buy the FX Evolution course. Unfortunately, it's a few more dollars than five. Well, yeah, you could do that easily with 1,000. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks very much there, Simon. That's funny. Nathan John, Canadian $2. SCRTO is going IPO on Nasdaq. Should we get in? SCR.TO. Oh, wait. I assume it's this one. Is this it? Just tell me, Nathan, is this the one? When you get it, tell me if that's what's up. I'll leave that on the charts. Let's now take a look at around the broader markets. Haven't done that recently.
I'll take your entire stock.
We have BTC trading 48.5. What time are we? 12:30. So we're 1 hour away from the pre-market now, or the market open. 48.5 BTC. US 500 trading at 38.58 coming into the market. That is under the SPX 20 moving average on the daily, which we know is an incredibly important area. This is the 20 underneath all those wicks. Anyone's been watching the videos I produce pretty much daily about the market will know that's a pretty significant close. Underneath the 20 signals a 3,800 movement as well. So today's close is critical for the market. The Nasdaq's sitting around 13,000. James says LTC is trash. Ocugen, I've had a few requests for that one. It's actually in our watch list. So let's have a look at Ocugen. And then we'll go back to that donation once Nathan confirms it to me. Nathan, SCR. Where are you, Nathan? It is that one? Okay, cool. All right, let's do SCR first. So this is supposedly listing onto the Nasdaq. Nathan's asking, does that make it a buy? In my experience, no. Rotations have been interesting. So before stock splits, stocks have been rising. So it's like buy the rumor, they've been selling after the stock split. That's a buy the rumor, sell the fact. It's been pretty consistent. Some people believe that buying, because hedge funds and all these funds have to buy stocks, is a big advantage. And when you list into maybe a new index, you open up the ability for new buyers. I'm not sure if listing into the Nasdaq right now is that strong. This is the media and gaming company. So is it in a hot area? Yes. I'd want to understand more about how particularly hot this stock is and how many millennials and younger people would want to buy it. If there are a lot of millennials and younger people that want to buy it and they can now access it through Robinhood and they couldn't before, Webull, those types of things, then your answer is probably yes to that question. Technicals here. I want to go to the 1 hour. 45 and 55. So a $10 increment was the range before it broke. I'm going to go with that as the zone that we're looking to. Yep, it proves to 35, 38 right now. So I could see this coming down to a $35. And if you like the stock there, then yeah, previous resistances acting as support. The $10 range is completed. Makes some sense. So good luck with this one, Nathan. I think that's not a bad area. Oh God, I can't. Ken, man, Ken, do you want? I always feel like giving a donation back, man. You're killing me here. Ken Bone $5 says, in a video game that replicated the current stock market, would you put 500 on Facebook or on Apple, and Apple in a video game? Of course. Look, if you're talking about from an investment perspective, yes, both are pretty strong. Yes, they're not bad. Technically, they're not the best levels I've ever seen to buy. We'll have a look at Facebook soon. So at least I'll do Facebook TA for you. But how long are you going to hold it, man? You're going to hold it for a day? You're going to hold it for a year? My biggest concern with those big companies like Facebook, Apple, etc., is possibly the government getting involved with them, especially Facebook over time. We saw that in Australia, though we made a deal with them today. Yeah. Ocugen, we'll look at Facebook soon. Ocugen here, $9.18, breaking through to a $7.70, down 16% pre-market. That's very bad, unfortunately. We had the hype into probably an announcement. This is a health technology biotech, so this would be an approval of some kind. And now it's filling the gap down. This is a pumpy, dumpy kind of concept. I could see it filling the gap, unfortunately. and that's going to push it back down to $5. So look, good luck with Oxygen, but everything here is pointing to a standard setup after a big announcement from a health or biotechnology. VIX is trading right now at a 24.4 coming into the market open as well. Let's go with Facebook. Have a look here at the supports and resistances. So Facebook's been incredibly choppy on the weekly. It's actually been some crazy moves. Look at this. 258 up to 296, then back down. Where's the best buy zone? Pre-market 257. Right down here at 244 is the technical area of good buying. So we've got the 50 moving average here as well. So let's say we see continued sell-off in Facebook. Previous supports acting as a buy pressure, but pre-market it's only down 1%. It's not down that much. Last time as well, when it came down here, it wicked quite hard. So you see a wick again, shows a lot of buying pressure here. And again, bullish intentions off a wick, off a high movement up. It's nice if it gets down to that zone. Ken, good luck, man. George A says, yes, please. Options ideas will be good. Yeah, we'll go through spreads. We'll go through butterflies, all those things in the future. Just going through here to make sure I got all these super chats. We've got another one that came in. Triple C basement. Hopefully not living in the basement there. Triple C basement. $4.99. Thanks so much. Happened. What the fuck happened, Tom, to my portfolio? Lol. Let's find those bargains. Snuggle bunny. Stay strong, everyone. Thanks very much, Triple C basement. Not sure about the snuggle bunny, but yes, we want to find the bargains. And where do we find the bargains? Most likely in the tech right now. It's probably not going to be JP Morgan. Like, you look at JP Morgan, no bargain in that anymore. 150, new all-time high, up pre-market 0.39. So this is a disconnect right now between the market in terms of the financials, the energy, the value stocks, and the hyper growth stocks. So this is a war on hyper growth stocks that we're seeing, guys, and that specifically targets this, the Nasdaq. Makes sense. We've got some high valuations. This is what Kathy Wood was also talking about. I said this a lot of times. It's a big one. James Faulkner says, don't buy Facebook. They are silencing governments from reaching their people. Don't support those commies, I guess he says here. Yeah, well, look, Facebook and all these big companies, they have a lot of data on us, and I think they will get done for some of these problems. Ken Bone says, at FX Evolution, thank you. Look, Ken, good luck. Love a bargain, says Connor Granger. I love a bargain. How to spot? Some people said to me before, what do you think about some other ones? Interesting analysis here on the Splunk. So Splunk trading at 157 pre-market, down 1.97. It's been getting hammered recently. It, of course, is struggling as a bit of a company. Get rid of that trend line. We've had very nice support down at the 150 for Splunk back in December, and it looks like it's coming back to this level. Now, what Splunk's doing right now, and this comes from some guy on Twitter, but I think it's a really cool concept. He looks specifically at hiring trends. And what he does is he doesn't use TA, but I always suggest if you can bring fundamentals together with your analysis of technicals, it's awesome. So he's looking at hiring trends, and supposedly Splunk's been on a pretty big hiring trend right now, which could show that there's growth in the next quarter. So it's a very interesting zone. 150 psychological level. Wonder what happens with Splunk. If we get buying pressure off this, it will be key. ARK was quitting SPLK recently. Yeah, I know they are. But ARK have different ideas. And remember, just because ARK are doing something doesn't mean you have to do that. A lot of people just follow what ARK's doing. We've seen plenty of fund managers over the years come, make 300-400%, huge amounts, and then bust it all up. Now, I'm not saying ARK will do that. I very much doubt they will. A lot of people hating on Facebook. How's BTC doing? Yeah, 48,836. So it's doing fine. But yes, I'm very aware ARK reduced, if not got rid of their position in Splunk. It's just not doing enough for them. It's like their worst performer. Stozy says, shorting GME, what a pro gamer move. Good luck there on shorting GME. I wanted to do it at 480, but they banned me. They wouldn't let me do it. Thomas Donegan, Canadian, $1.49 with some popcorn. Thanks very much, Thomas. So where are we, guys, coming to the pre-market? We're less than an hour away from the pre-market. This is where it gets interesting. The S&P starting to move here. People are waking up. The volume's coming in. 1,677 viewers coming into the market as well. Thanks so much for following, liking. We're over 400 likes. Thanks so much, guys. Big donations today as well. Do appreciate it. Mate, did you ever do LTC? I did mushroom cap. I did. We found that it was on a pretty nice level of support. There was two main levels of support. ARK sells Splunk at the moment. Yeah, I know Gravity. But just think for yourself a little bit as well. I won't touch Reddit stocks, says James. Fair enough. From an investment perspective, you may want to not touch Reddit stocks. Him says, I've never traded real stocks. I only know the crypto market. Trade what you're good at as well. Like, I like all the markets, but I've been doing this for 12 years. So I can afford... I don't like one market, though. I hate soft commodities. I hate them. They're evil. The rolls on them are brutal. So word of warning, if you haven't traded soft commodities before, be really careful, guys. It's brutal. I remember when I traded a wheat contract, and what happened was some storm or something. Some storm or tornado, and it just, it was terrible. I hate tornadoes. Yeah, wheat contracts are dangerous, guys. Sal De Cristo, $2.99 coming in. What's a good entry price for APHA? We'll look at that one. I like APHA, of course, is a weed stock merging with TLRY at the moment. I will look at the pre-market in just a few moments as well. So 38.56, US 100, 12,988. Let's look at the pre-market before we answer that question. What's green now? Marriott, Cadence, 3M, boomer stocks in many ways. The old Caterpillar, the one where you're always used to seeing. In fact, it's almost all what you guys would call the boomer stocks, yeah? Goldman Sachs, 3M, Walt Disney. Very nice. Then we go to the down, and it's more the millennial stocks, more the new age changes. Enphase, Shopify now 7.7% down. This will hit ARK today, these types of moves. Tesla now, where is that? Tesla down 5.53. So all of these stocks, Zscaler as well, Roku, PayPal. Wow, it's bad on the tech front, isn't it? Okta, another one that's been very, very popular. Phil C says boomer stocks, lol. Well, they are boomer stocks. I like a bit of the boomer stock, don't worry. Sal Driscoll, APHA. All right. In hindsight, you think you go here and you go, whoa, wasn't that a sick return? Look at TLRY, it's even more crazy, and Sundial's even worse than that. So pre-market here is pretty brutal, 1764. That is underneath support, I can tell you that much. 1764, the middle of nowhere. The middle of nowhere. So the 11th and 12th, after that big bull run, it busted down to 1455 here. I'm thinking around this $15 is the target for the short. What's this? 1641's a 50. So I could see it spiking into like a $15 range and then hopefully finding some buying pressure there. This is only going to be traded mostly by retail traders. So we're going to target round numbers and we're going to target taking profit at key levels. So let's say you bought here. Siddharth will say this as well. If you bought here at 15, this previous support of around 19 will act as resistance. So I would treat it more as a trade than an investment. Possibly you like to invest in these companies. But one thing about weed stocks is when they are eventually legalized throughout the US, is it's likely to be the US companies that do benefit from that. So I see these weed stocks as trades more than investments still, even though it's the second time around in the weed market. Thanks so much to the 1,700 people joining us today. Do appreciate it. Just getting a quick thing here. What is this? Notification. Look at this thing. down 8.3. This is the one with the strange volume on it the other day. It actually worked out. Hit 320. I was pretty happy with that.
I'll take your entire
This is that one we spotted the volume. It turned out not to be. There's always a story you should read on these, but see that volume spike? You think, what the hell is that? They actually sold 60 million worth of shares as Big T. Capitalization so small on this company, 181 million. So the donation coming in here from Imran Shad, thank you very much, $2. Could you look at 5.9? Great earnings yesterday, 5.9. We certainly can. 5.9 Inc. Great earnings, got to a 176 pre-market. So possibly being suppressed even in a down market from their earnings. Bit choppy for the last couple of months. Let's go to the monthly. I assume it's going to be a vertical ship. Yes, it is. Don't you wish you bought it down here at 15? Oh, this one actually isn't even, oh, $2. Yes, $2. Great. Yeah, so it actually is looking pretty bad from the wick rejections. However, the good earnings may be justifying the price. Remember, it's up and down day, guys. 20 moving average. Well, that's been pretty nice. 1, 2, 3, 4 question mark. Now we've got the earnings. Even if it pulls back today, this 20 moving average is going to act as some kind of dynamic support. It's been a good reload zone throughout this entire process of movement up. This is the first time though it's slowing. You can see it's slowing. The high was not anywhere near as high as the previous times. So it went fast, massive move. The next one was pretty okay. And then this one, yes, it made a high just underneath 200 and came back. I think the 20 moving average looks good and it's in the middle of nowhere land from the pre-market. You can't tell, unfortunately there, Imran, but thank you very much for the donation. Lala says, could you do a CT cotton? It's been crazy good. Oh, I don't like those soft commodities, unfortunately. I hate them. The Fed wrecked money. Yes, pretty much. Kevin Dealor, $3. Thanks so much, Kevin. Hey, Tom, have you taken a look at Barber yet? Thanks. Oh, man, I haven't. Barber. Pre-market 2.76, trading at 246. Oh, this is a bit unfortunate. I was hoping that Barber would break these highs and that we would have the inverse head and shoulders on the smaller time frame. Let's go to the daily. And we would have this play out. So we're looking like we're going to break down below the right shoulder. That's such a shame. We never got the close candle that we needed on the daily above our 270 zone. But if we did, it was proofing. Everything was looking great for the 320. This is a shame here, unfortunately, Kevin. So now that we're broken below here, I could see us quite easily going back down to the 220 range and then buying off that area. That's not the end of the world in terms, unless you're in it, and I guess you're not liking it so much, but 220, previous resistances, previous supports. We've gotten rid of some of the government problems in China, probably on this stock. That's my main concern with it always, though. Moving forward, it seems to be the poster pin-up child to slap around a little bit. 220, previous supports, previous resistances. It's a good level. It's a good structure zone. 246 right now. Maybe 240 also acts as a point. Previous support. Yeah, I think 240 and 220 are my key areas. These two $20 zones. Good luck on Barber, but that's all I can really say about this right now. Yeah, 240 probably does pick up. That's $6.87 below current price. So there's some room to go on a few of these tech stocks. And this is why I'm thinking that the Nasdaq has more room to go down. Because these are in the middle of nowhere. Middle of nowhere, yes, we're hitting support. Then we're hitting support. Big stocks in the middle of nowhere signals more movement down.
I'll take your entire stock.
Devin Donnellan, $5. Can you give some analysis on Clover Health? If you know anything about the company, how far down could it go? Will it recover? So I don't know much about Clover, but we have talked about it. And I have looked at this one on the stocks before. Yeah, I mean, it's right on the sup that you would hope it buys off. $10.28, pre-market down 7.22. I'm sorry if you're in this one. We've been looking at this from a massive bearish point of view when we have looked at it. I think we looked at it here and maybe here. $10 should be bought. I don't know about the financial health of the company, but it based here for quite some time in November, and that's where it bounced off, and it started around this point. So I would think the inherent ability for it to hold this zone is good, but it gets underneath here. You can tell sentiment's really out of the market. So all I can say is $10, $10, $10. It's super important, and start to look for this tell. An increase in volume if it continues to hold this level. See how the increase in volume's there, and it hasn't really moved that much. That signals that accumulation and someone's finding value in it, and then maybe it can make to the next move. There'll be some fundamentals behind this one as well. So Devin, good luck, but yeah, $10 is all I can say. A few people getting into Elon. Mark Maximus says, lol, I hate them soft commodities. Damn storms and tornadoes. You feel me, Maximus. Yes, you trade those. Oh, it's bad. I lost like 10 grand, maybe more. Stupid commodities. Softs can kill you. But that was a long time ago, and I learnt my lesson, and that's why I don't even look at them anymore. Unless you guys super chat, so I have to look at them. Tonio LLS, $2. I would love if you could discuss options. Yeah, Tonio, look, we will. I mean, it's a very broad subject that you're saying. The way that I like to trade options is generally to find structure, and then I'll just give you a quick rundown. We'll get a stock. All right, we'll go with Apple because a lot of people like Apple. All right, let's just say I believed that this price was good, and I believed also that my take profit was at 136. The way that I would trade this from an options perspective is a normal person will buy a call here. Now, for this type of play on a boomer stock or a blue chip, more blue chippy kind of stock, you aren't going to want to just buy a call. It's not really the smartest play. You know, you hear people make billions of dollars on Reddit because they buy TLRY with a 20-cent option and it goes up 5 billion% and they make heaps. You're not probably going to see that generally in like a Disney or a 3M or something like that, generally speaking. We're in a pandemic, but generally speaking. So buying call here is not what I like to do. What I like to do is I like to say, where's my target? 136. And then I take a slither of price. So I take the little slither of price here and I buy a call away from money to avoid Greeks and avoid the costs involved in it. Because remember, when you're looking away from current price, you're doing something that the market is not pricing in. When you're buying at the money, you're paying an extreme premium on options. So I like to buy a call here, and then I usually sell a spread. And these spreads can be incredibly cheap. So you might be looking at maybe a 7-to-1 max payoff. Now, as the price comes through, this becomes a more likely event to occur. And I treat it like an all or nothing. If the trade was going to be successful anyway, it should get to 136. If the trade was going to be unsuccessful, then I've got the fact that I've used a spread and options. I've got no greater risk than what I place on. So I tend to look outside the box and think of it this way. It's a basic one. I'll cover it more in the future. Thanks so much for the $2 donation. Glenn Bear. Oh, Glenn, I'm coming back. New trader, $5 by the way. Thank you so much, Glenn. New trader, I appreciate your analysis and perspective. Could you check PBCT acquisition announcement yesterday by M&T? PBCT. So this one will have a lot of fundamentals behind it. An acquisition, I don't know what the acquisition price is, Glenn, unfortunately. I assume it's basically around this price, which is previous resistance. It looks like they're being acquired. Is that right? Yeah, by M&T. So when you get an acquisition, it should hold the price. I don't know what the stats are on that. I will cover it more, Glenn. But yeah, in this case, 18 straight into resistance. They've paid this price, and usually it would hold around there. Now, you've got two decisions as a shareholder, and it may be a little bit different in the US. In Australia, you would be able to just sell it, usually it will trade at a slight discount to the deal. And the reason it trades at a slight discount is there might be a 2-month lead on the deal or 2 to 3 months of trade on the deal. So it might be 18.20 and you can sell it today at 18, or you can hold it till the whole acquisition stuff goes through and get the 18.20. That's a decision you can make. You can see pre-market here, it's trading at 17.89. So a little bit down. That's what I do. I just say, is it worth me sitting in that for 2 months more? And a lot of traders are going to say no when they find opportunities in other stocks because it's going down. That's all I can say on that one, Glenn. Stan Lee, $5. Thanks so much. Is QuantumScape a long-term play? QuantumScape. All right. What's the code on that? Oh, quantum. Probably need to spell it right. QS. There we go. 12.53. You got to give me a little bit of break there, Stan. Okay. Price had moved well. Market cap size 23.572 billion. So if you're talking about long term, you've got to bring your fundamentals into it, and you need to know that you believe in the company. I would say long term is fundamentals and technicals together. 64.80, 60.75. It's coming back down. TA wise, anywhere around this 55, 60 zone. Looks like a little double top here, 1 hour. Yeah, I'd treat that as a little double top. So let's take the distance here. We'll go to the body. Extrapolate that down. And it pushes a 53. I probably prefer the 54 just because of previous resistance. So I could see a pullback here to the 54. There was nice accumulation buying around here. Volume started spiking, probably news announcements, etc. People got interested. Long term, I can't mention how much I like or dislike this company. But yes, it is a nice zone to be considering at around this area. And if you like it fundamentally, then yes, and set alerts at around this 71. Because when you close above that, it could be explosive. Good luck, Stan. Jose de Ponte Pereira. Wow. Jose de Ponte Pereira. Thank you very much. That's a cool name. $5. Hi, can you please give me advice on Barrick Gold to buy it for long? It won't be advice, unfortunately, there, but I can give you my TA perspective, sure. So we're going to do Barrick. This is gold. There it is, the code. They've got the best code in the market. So it came down to 20 yesterday and found some buying pressure. This is, I believe, the one Buffett owns as well. I like this zone. We talked about it. Previous resistances becoming support. Look how many times it's been resistance on the monthly. Weeklies, it's also very good. Yes, I like this zone, but I do think it might come into some selling pressure around this 22, and it's heavily reliant on gold continuing to move forward. Right now, gold is 1807 pre-market, and silver is 2783. So things are looking okay. If you believe in gold and you think gold's going up, this is a good price from a TA perspective. Back in here, maybe a little bit of selling. And if you move past there, 24, also going to be a problem. And then you move past there and it should be 26, basically every $2 increment. Good luck with this one, and I don't mind the zone. Lego Spartan says he's robbing the bank to buy more Tesla. Good luck, Lego Spartan. Few people can't trade early. Robinhood in America, you guys would know this better than me because I can't use Robinhood anyway, but I do want to know this. There is no pre-market still, yes, correct? Can you guys let me know? No pre-market in Robinhood. Is that right? I believe there's none, but I just wasn't sure. We can't use it here in Australia. I can't even load the damn platform up. Yes, pre-market or no pre-market still? I know it was no. Thoughts on Plug Power? Yeah, Plug was not doing so well. Let's have a look actually at the hype stocks for the today, but I don't think there'll be as much. One of the best ways to find hype stocks, guys, is going to be, I actually think StockTwits is worthwhile. So StockTwits is worthwhile checking out the hype stocks. And then you can see the trending areas, go rankings. Trending here is, this is easier than checking Reddit. Reddit is filled with spam. Just so much spam. You can place orders, no, correct, yeah. No pre-order, no pre or after. Yeah, so when the pre or after happens with Robinhood, that's a big deal. That's a big deal in trading if it does happen. I doubt they will because they have, the way they settle and the way their cost infrastructure is, they probably can't do it. But yeah, no pre-market. Yeah, absolutely. CCIV, Churchill, Neo being discussed today quite a lot. Tesla. So these are all the stocks that, or ARK, of course, that retail traders tend to like. It's changed very much from the last couple of days. So you'll know some of the favorites in there. ARK, Tesla, Neo, all EV, all retail stocks. Very, very important. SOS, a popular one recently. Churchill, of course, people got smashed around there, unfortunately. Yes. And then we've got the Clovis, etc. Most active, AMC, I see why. Bitcoin, and the others. So stock tweets is good just to quickly check. I do that check every day. Just have a look what's popular before the stream. Sand$77 coming with the $5 donation. RH 30 minutes before open. Yes, we're 30 minutes before open, Sand$, and I'm pretty sure a few people are getting pumped. Should we be putting through the pump up music or should we leave it to 10 minutes? Tell me, pump music now or pump music 10 minutes before the open? What do you guys want? You know what I'm talking about. The intro, of course. Thanks so much to the 1,500 people joining us for this pre-market. It's been an amazing day today. Very generous donations. And everyone in the community is awesome here. We've got one of the best chat rooms, I would say, on all of YouTube's live streaming platforms. It's been awesome. Quick check around the markets. Bitcoin 48.69. This is now bouncing off those previous zones. We go down to the 1 hour. Little rejections here. Found the resistance at 49. Hasn't closed above there. That's what you want to see for the next move up. A close above here. Signals back to the 52,000. That will be strong. So close above here. Signals back to that 52,000. We want to pump. We want to pump now. Every 5 minutes, you guys say. 10 minutes, pump now. We need pump. All right. We'll do the pump now, and then we'll see how we go. Let's do it, guys. I need it too. I need to get pumped up. Okay. Let's move the stream over. Let's get ready. I'm feeling like we can make some money today in the markets. Hopefully you guys do. Let's get ready, guys. It's 1 a.m. in the morning. I need the pump. Just after that, BDig says, I'm loading up some powder as we speak. I like sales. Very good, BDigs. We've got a donation coming in here from Tonio LLS, $5. I love options because you can make dollars in the red market. Have you made dollars in this correction? You think it's too late to buy puts today? I don't think it's ever too late. I don't think it's in the best zone anymore to buy puts. For me, I was buying puts off. Yeah, I did. I bought puts off my trend line. I mean, yeah, I've been kind of, that's been my play. If I'm talking about selling the market, this trend line became too accurate. And this time round, the main reason I did it was just because we were close to 4,000. Everyone was buying. Everyone was in the stock market. Everyone was buying calls. It was all good. But I liked this technical enough, plus the 4,000, plus every time the SPX had hit close, just about to reach 3,000, sold off. Just about 2,000, sold off. So each time that happened, we had the reoccurring event, Tonio. But you are right. Puts are one of the safer ways. Spreads. spreads, I'll say, are one of the better ways to generally make money in the bearish kind of side of things. And the bull side, of course, it is a leveraged opportunity to the bull side. I don't like the traditional buyer put, buyer call. I like a little bit more complex. Butterflies, spreads, if you're not familiar with those, could be worthwhile considering them. So yes, I did, and I've already closed a portion. So what I do is I portion it off. So I might say, okay, this was my first target, portion off. And I do that because I want to get my money back. That's what's happened previously. Then I got my second portion, and then I've got my last portion, which is going to be down here, let's say. You need to be nimble and quick when you sell into markets. It's very tough. Thanks very much for the donation. Appreciate that. A few people feeling hyped up now. That's good. B-Diggs, $10. Very generous donation, B-Diggs. For all your hard work, Tom, thanks a lot. Plus, you shout me out all the time. Kind of makes my day. No worries, B-Diggs. It must be your name, man. $10, very generous donation. Thanks so much. And the yellow sticker. I like these yellow stickers. Easy to read. Marcus Noguera, $10 as well. Thanks so much, Marcus. If you did want me to look at a stock, please tag me because I didn't come up in that sticker. Can you comment on PBR? Here it is. Yes, I can. Petroleo Brasilio. Petroleo Brasilio. I know that's not right, but sounds kind of cool. All right, that is a large sell-off that's happened. So I assume earnings report, $10 was a good support line, and it got, unfortunately, hit pretty hard. That's a little sad because $10 was a good support line. So it must have come into that point before earnings. Earnings happened. It gapped lower. Let's see what we can find out for this position. Firstly, I think there's a trend line that goes through here. So I do think you're very close, if not at the point where it's probably going to find support. You also know that 780 previously over on the left-hand side, resistance around this $8, resistance, support, everything going on. Everything going on through there. Resistance and support. That's pretty cool. We come back over. $8, 833 pre-market. Okay, I think hopefully you've seen the bottom for now. This is hard because I don't know why it did this. So I would think it's going to have a bit of a recovery. Hit 9, find resistance. And if you can get through 9, you'll go back to 10 and then find resistance. So 9 and 10 are your struggle points for this particular stock. And I do think if you get through 9, that shows a lot of bullish intention and possibly an overreaction to whatever this news is. Good luck on this one, but that's the way I analyze this. Trend line, off the lows. You can put it through the bodies. If you want to put it through the bodies, use a line chart to get it more smoothed. And then you'll have the better trend line. Line charts are actually better for drawing your trend lines, guys. So try to use those. Quick shout out. Thanks so much to the 1,400 people that are joining us this morning. Do appreciate it. Tim Hall, $5. TA on FSLY. For sure, we will do that, Tim. Thanks so much for the donation. Markets, US 500 coming down, 38.54. Nasdaq holding the 13,000. Click on the futures screener. They're going to look a little bit different on this one. Canola up the most, 371. Lumber, 323. If you look at a lumber chart, you'll be like, wow, 1,022 on lumber chart. Whoever got it at 45K is happy. That's probably talking about Bitcoin, which is trading at 49. Happy for now. But then you could have been happy 2 weeks ago getting it for 30, yeah? Let's now load up FSLY. This is for Tim Hall. 3.65% down. So I've seen some fundamentals on this one, on FSLY and or Fastly. Doesn't look as good as some of the competitors. So obviously competitors, Net, etc. The TA here was a good support line around 75, just because previously that was the most likely buy zone. Today, we're at 73. So where are we? 73.60 on the pre-open. Let's get the line through all of these bodies. I want the bodies. Wick buying. 76, 70. Oh, it's right underneath. Because I think there could be more in the market, it may go to 63, but this would have been an accurate area to try to pick up. Possibly based on the previous psychology of this zone, you've generally had a wick, or not so much there, but a wick rejection or congestion around the area, wick rejection. So I wouldn't probably buy the falling knife so much, Tim, because I've learned better over the years. But if you like the company, you may want to wait for a little bit of structure or something like this. Movement high. I'll just draw this up. So this is a trough, followed by a peak, followed by a higher trough. And it's what we call the lightning bolt in our course. And this lightning bolt is an important change of trend structure. So you could wait for something like that to occur. You could wait for a wick candle to occur like it happened here, here, and here, showing you bullish intentions, or that little bit of structure as well. I'd probably wait for more information from the price action and from the market on this one, Tim. Thanks so much. Luke the Aussie says, I've just discovered the Russian government is buying more XRP and AAVE, so be ready. Unconfirmed from Luke the Aussie. Salesforce, Blood McGrath says, yes, we did Salesforce a little while before. ETH is recovering. It hit that 1440. Salesforce coming down, 235, 2.47 down, 232-ish should be around the support line. There's a lot of structure here, and I've been a bull on Salesforce recently. I think targets here are about 270 on Salesforce. Boring, but yeah. Buy the Bitcoin dip. Yeah, I think this time that there's cases to be said for the Bitcoin dip. If it crashes again though, and gets under the 45, I think there's something wrong. Panther says Elon only hyped Doji to pump Bitcoin indirectly after investing. It's possible there, Panther, yes. PLTR. Yeah, well, what's it doing? 7%. So we're 20 minutes away or 21 minutes away from the market. 26.04 coming back down to the 25 for PLTR. I'm not a fan. I've done some numbers on this myself. I think, yes, it's possible that it has longer term valuation changes, but I'm not convinced that it's worth it. We will do a fundamental stream one day, and I'll go through what I look for. A little bit different to what maybe traditionally is done. FN though says, I just found out Russia is behind GameStop situation. We've got a number of viewers here. 1337 coming into the market open. Thanks so much. Alejandro says, hi Tom, what do you think of clean energy ETFs, especially ICLN? ICLN. Clean energy. Let me have a look what's in this one. I'll bring it on once I get it. I just realized I'm using the wrong scene, so sorry about that. You guys need to tell me when I'm on the wrong scene and I'm doing analysis, okay? Much easier if I'm on this scene so you can see it in a zoomed in way. What have we got in this company? Portfolio. All right, let's bring this on. So you've got the Plug Power, Enphase Energy, bunch of stocks that are in, of course, solar. I have this on my roof, so I can definitely say Enphase is okay. I think it's a smartish play, but at the same time, like these types of ETFs, utilities tend to generally, or these kind of companies tend to generally do better and perform better in the mid to late bull cycle. The big decline coming now. The hype started all the way through last year. I feel like it's overpriced. Like I was looking at Enphase and I was very surprised at the price. It's on support right now, but it's even closed below that 25.30. And as you know, you should never do your analysis on an exchange traded fund. So yeah, I would see even further pressure to the downside here. And I think it's a good mid-cycle run prospect. But there's nothing wrong with owning it now because it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. So if you like it and you've got the conviction, then yeah. ZOM, we've done this a lot of times. Well, it looks like unfortunately we'll be correct on this one. So we called at this point here strong resistance. It ended up spiking through. Now it's broken below the previous wick buying. This is looking weak. $1.82. Let's go to the daily. A lot of you guys in ZOM, I know. 4 hours. Series of lower highs coming through here. We go to the 15 minutes. You'll see what I mean. Not long now till we get the market open. Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, etc. Support was all around this $2 psychological. $1.82. Some structure here. I'm thinking it could go $1.40. And you're not going to like that. But this is not the kind of... If we hold down here and we close, bullish sentiment's coming out of this one. CCIV, Timothy, yes, we've done it. We did it pretty close to the start of the stream and we continue to do it. BDIG says, crypto is scary. I stay away. It can be very, very scary. F. Coming in from Patricia. Let's have a look at F here. Oh, stupid Kraken data. I got to change that after. Get rid of your Kraken data, guys. They completely stuffed it up yesterday, and it's just, once they do it once, not worth it. Yes, F has done a very good thing from a TA perspective here. We found a double support as a 15-minute TA. Resistance, just tested it. Bullish engulf. Things are looking pretty good here for F. At the same time, BTC trading a 49. It needs to close above 49, which it's trying to do right now. So it's all signaling some movements up. It needs to just get that final close through. But F actually already was a decent little pickup here from a 15-minute perspective. Where was that target? Let's have a look. Target-wise, yeah, it makes sense. It's proofing into previous resistances. That will probably be the point where BTC hits about 52 maybe as well. Makes sense. Dixon Insider says, I am nervous, lol. Well, hopefully you're not too nervous. 38.51 on US 500. We'll load up the 4 screens now. Let's load them up. Oh, let's get rid of those. That's blinding people. We'll get rid of that. Put these on the right scales. We'll move over to the other screener because we're coming into the market now. And I will have all of these set up for you in just a few moments. What would you guys like to have on, we'll call it the secret stock, just by complete randomness? We've got US 500, we're going to have Bitcoin, we're going to have the Nasdaq. What's the other stock that you want to have on the screen? Let me know, just keep spamming. Spam the one that you want there and I'll go with the most popular while I set these up. Can be a commodity if you prefer that. PLTR, CCIV, PLTR, Tesla. Yeah, Tesla should win this, shouldn't it? PLTR. Oh my God, I don't know which one's going to be. Tesla. Wow, it's close. FSLY. Oh, I don't even know which one's winning. Mods, tell me which one wins. It's going to be between Tesla and PLTR, I think. Thanks. There's some interesting ones coming in. Some stocks that I actually haven't even looked at. So interesting. You guys are in a few different ones. I think it's going to be Tesla. Dogecoin. No, Colton. We don't put Dogecoin on this one. Yeah, Tesla wins. All right. Fair enough. It's a stock. It's a good stock. Or stonk, this one. 665 on the pre-market. So Tesla's going to be a lot of fun. We have to do Tesla. PLTR was strong. And now we had a donation. J Lim, $10. Thanks so much. Hi, Tom. What's your general opinion on holding options? Tesla, Nasdaq, tech stocks. They are expiring in 19th of the 3rd and 26th of the 3rd. Given the current market climate, what would you do? A lot of it depends on your strikes as well, Jay, and how much you're up or down and those types of things. So you've got about a month on both of them, a little bit under on one. What are they in? Nasdaq, tech stocks, and Tesla. Ooh. Well, I think today it would be pretty... It wouldn't be maybe necessarily the smartest. What's the traditional thing that's happened? I've got to be careful here. Most of these pullbacks have been usually short, sharp, and then followed by fairly decent bullish pressure, yeah? So if you've got fairly decent bullish pressure and you're already staring a demon number for Tesla, 666. The demon is in Tesla right now. I don't think it would be the right time to panic at this point. Your worst case, you're already probably degraded at least 50% of your call volume, your calls. At least, I would say. Maybe 60% with that shorter strike. So look at what's your worst case scenario if you close them today? You may only get 20 cents back in the dollar, 10 cents back in the dollar. Would you do that? Is it worth it to you? Yeah, you got to make those decisions. So my opinion is things have been generally fast on the recovery. It may be different this time, but traditionally it's been fast. These stocks, as you know, can move very, very quickly. Tesla might be the enigma, but maybe the Nasdaq can come back up. Jack X says Satan's number. That's right. Tesla's going to open on Satan's number. Bitcoin 48,821, just really struggling with that 49 zone on the larger time frames. As you can see here, S&P 3851, PLTR and Tesla. Well, maybe because Bitcoin's probably not going to move. We'll put PLTR here. Okay, there you go, guys. I'll watch Bitcoin. We'll have it up on the top right, just so we've got it. AMC and Doge, we'll certainly check them. I haven't done Dogecoin in a while. Pre-market, let's do the scramble here. We've got 11 minutes till the open. Not long now, guys, till we know what the market does in the open. A few more greens, not huge greens, but a few more greens. Ecolab and Charter Comms now holding up the top spots. And the worst spot's probably going to be like a Shopify. Yep, Shopify down 7.88. Square getting obliterated. 7%. That's down a lot more than it was. 240 is the next structure zone. Remember, with Square, it's every 20 bucks is the key loan. Futu also getting obliterated. Tesla down 6.51. That's actually a pretty big move on Square. 7% now. Etsy 5. All of the favorites. Oh, all the favorites are down. Not all my favorites, but this will really hit around ARK today. Because ARK have so many of these stocks. Roku's 5. They're going to lose 5% on fun today, you would think. Weird stocks. So these are the specky ones we've been playing with. I need to add more to this. Churchill Cap, of course, with the news. It all happened, but it was a buy the rumor, sell the fact. 57.37. So media, 13.81 down. Ocugen, 13%. It's nothing green except for AMC. So I'm happy for AMC holders because it looks like you're going to get a green day, potentially into the 7. Amazing that you're getting the green day. That's cool. Delphine says, I wish I could see Michael J. Burry's trading screen right now. Fair enough. What is that? Yeah, it's Webull. So I use Webull. I've actually got, if you want to help the stream out and you want to use Webull, you get free stocks or something if you click the link down in my description. And I think you've got to put $100 in there or something. Johnny Bravo says, tanks running on empty lately with sleep and Tom streaming every day so early. Had a nap before the craziness happens. You don't have to come on straight away, Johnny. I just appreciate you come here, man, every day. I don't know how you do it. I'm trying to do it as like a growing the business and growing. Yeah, I just enjoy it anyway. This is fun. But you guys, some of the mods here, you just keep coming. Horton as well. Johnny, Siddharth, Dave, of course. Sandola. FX Evolution, the volume of the Tesla fall is so small though. Yeah, that's probably very fair. So the volume is smaller than possibly it was in previous positions or previous times. Could be a hint. Bag Holders Unite says hi NC. We're only 8 minutes off the open. We will be doing full volume analysis very soon. I'm just waiting for my account. I can't use my traditional account. It's got too much private info in it. So we'll use another one. Juicy Q says it's not amazing to those who got AMC at 13.50. That is true, Juicy, but it's still better than GameStop at the same time, yeah? Because remember, when you bought it 13.50, unfortunately, GameStop would have been about $300. Trio said, I almost bought into Tesla at 800. Thank God I found this channel and learned how to read a chart. I'm glad that it helped you, Trio. Yeah, this time round was the first time that I could actually say with any partial certainty that Tesla was going to drop. That channel there, when we did have that move, for people coming in, let's just have a quick look at it again. It's always a learning experience. A lot of you guys seen this a few times tonight. Here is the Tesla movement. Now, very normal that it consolidates after a large move. The thing is, though, Tesla had never shown one bullish, bearish intention on the stock charts for quite some time. And we had a series of weird things going on. We had resistances being peaked out at 880, lucky number. Then we had bullish rejections coming through this 50 exponential. Now, we broke the 50 exponential coming into the 800. We then found buying hammer, but we had lower highs. We tested, we didn't even bounce that much. You went to a 50 again, and then we had this candle here was the absolute tell. So you want to talk about which candle? That candle there was game on for short. That was the close. Now, I've always said this, if you gap lower and then find buying pressure, yes, their close is underneath, but they're not actually a bearish intentions candle. So this is not enough. I like to see this candle here. This is the sell. And then, yeah, it's been brutal since then. BTC still moving around. We'll just quickly close a couple of these screens. Where's my 4 screen? Sorry, there we are. S&P 500 3852, PLTR 2577, Tesla 714. Again, we'll load the pre-market here. Oxygen, Churchill Capital, of course, CCIV is down. Screeners are good. Webull, I don't mind the screener for just quick check if you want to have a look at what's up and down for the day. I like to set it for 23 billion because it will only show 500 results. So if you set it like this, you get 491 for 23 billion plus, and then you can put EPS as well in there. And I just put it to both sides because there's some companies EPS is bizarre, but we want to see it. Pre-market, these are the ones that are down, led by the retail favorites, the ARK favorites as well. Square, Shopify, Tesla, Teladoc. It's almost a hit and run on ARK right now from that perspective. Ecolab, Cadence, all of these other ones. The boomer stocks are doing well. They're flat as a tack. So it's not really a market crash. It's a tech and hyper growth crash or pullback. B-Dig says, I'll buy Tesla at $100. Unfortunately, if it gets back to $100, B-Digs, it could be a shell of itself. AMC is hitting 7. That's excellent to hear. The monkeys are coming out. I'll chuck a few in the room. Get some monkeys in here. Space apes and stuff. I do love it. All right, guys. Let's get hyped. Let's get ready. The market is about to open. We've got our screener ready. 13,000 for the Nasdaq. probably a key zone for us to open around. The S&P actually coming in a little bit weaker than it was. Tesla around the DEML, the devil number, 666, and PLTR is certainly not that strong. We'll quickly get everything ready. We have, I believe, everything we need. All good. Are you guys prepared for today? I hope you're prepared. BTC 48634, ETH 1555, coming a little bit off the top. DXY, who cares? 90.13 though. Silver and gold showing some strength. How's Churchill going? Not great, but it is in structure right now. So T-Messer, it's not going so good. 1, 2, 3, crash. Oh my goodness, I hope not. Watch cat to the moon, RF Tax says. Hodl Tesla, Lego Spartan, big fan of Tesla here. My heart hurts, says Cooler. Sorry to hear that. A few people with AMC, diamond handsing it up. Apple ripping. Jacob says. Jacob, is it really ripping? If I'm going to type this on the chart, Jacob. If I'm going to type this on the chart, 1.69%. I wouldn't call it ripping, man, but at least it's not as bad as it was before, yeah? There we go. All right, so a little bit of buying into the pre-market. We're only 2 minutes away. Diamond hands. It's a bit more like this one. This is fine. I think the this is fine meme's probably quite good for today. Okay, guys, I'm prepped. We're ready to go. 2 minutes. J-Lim says, I'm holding Tesla. If you've got conviction, it's very, very good. I'm happy I have 300,000 to buy, says Kevin. Wow. I did see some person in the videos that I made. He's like, I liquidated everything. I was like, oh my God, please don't have done that because I said so. He's like, I liquidated my funds and now I'm going to buy soon. I'm like, oh, yeah. He must have really liked the trend line. So 30 seconds away here from the pre-market open. So Tesla to zero? No, I don't think so. Tesla's right around structural support. It's a pretty big, brutal day for Tesla already. Here we go, guys. 10 counters, not far off. Quick check, pre-market. 7.58 square, and everything is down fairly hard. Here we go. And we're off. All right, there's our bell. Congratulations, we made it to the open. And we're off and running. 38.51 US 500. BTC dropped 48.500. Nasdaq straight under 12. And PLTR 25.77. Tesla should find buying pressure hopefully in the morning. A lot of retail traders will be wanting to buy the devil number. So 666 will be popular. Already down 800, Jay Collar says. Sorry to hear that. Uber bell, yeah, we've got a bell here. High production value on the FX Evolution channel. So Tesla is bouncing. PLTR still coming down. Nasdaq doing its thing. Let's have a look at what the pre-market is actually bringing into the real market. Percentage changes. Whoa, Teladoc down 10. CrowdStrike down 10. Very big sell-offs there early. Teladoc 10 again, down to the 241, the previous resistances. CrowdStrike also down 10. Zoom, all of these stocks. Oh, it's nasty. Square. Oh, Moderna down a lot. Oh, wow. Okay, percentage up. People in PepsiCo don't seem to care. They're making their little 1%. Teladoc down 10. Wow. And look, the Nasdaq's still moving. It really is a hit on hypergrowth stocks. Mark M, $3. Tom, what do you do to get prepared? What do I do for this kind of thing? I have powder, so I'm always prepared. When I got the powder, I'm okay. But yes, this is a pretty interesting open here. Thanks so much to the 1,400 people that have joined us For this open, we've had upwards of almost 2,000. AMC is up, yes, 731 up 12%. Very, very nice. PLTR putting pressure on the downside. Tesla buying somewhat here. But those particular stocks, I want to look at an ARC quickly. Oh, ARC down 6.21% on the gap. That could be one of the biggest ARC movements in a gap. Is it one of the biggest ARC movements in a gap? Look at that. The market's not really down that much. I mean, it's down, but 1.66%. But that ARC, it's a hit on these stocks. And you can see previous resistances, supports. I don't usually do ETFs analysis, but yeah, wow. Let's go AMC. AMC up 12%. Good luck to everybody there. It's always nice to be up, of course, in a down market. A lot of our portfolios will be down today, mine included. Don't worry about that. How I prepare. Sometimes I have landmine spreads. We will be talking about those in the channel. Remember, if you're interested in options as well, I'm pretty well versed in it. I will be doing it. Remember to subscribe and check us out. 1,400 people here right now viewing this stream. Tesla coming down. US 100 barely moved, but as we saw in those percentage changes, CloudStrike, Teladoc, all the hypergrowth stocks really copping some decent percentages down there. Teladoc was bought up heavily, 3% up off the low. I don't blame people for trying to pick that one up and pick up a few of these. Square now taken over from the biggest decline. The market now starting to test to those lows. So we've got here S&P 500 putting pressure on the low. Same with the US 100. BTC crashing again. Yes, if the markets go lower, BTC will fail with it. We do know they're correlated. So a proper correction, I state this, a 5% correction in the markets tends to rip BTC as well. 660 now on Tesla. So we had that initial buy. We're not even 5 minutes in and already pressure coming through the whole thing. Daniel says, I'm jacked to the tits. All right. Short everything, says Panther. I don't know about that one. QS is down too, says Delphine. Most things will be down except for the banks, the energy sector, the boomer stocks, because this is a hit on hypergrowth due to these concerns. Concerns. It's in plain sight, yeah, the concerns. The weird thing is, well, is growth has been shown to do well during these times of potential inflation. It's just an excuse. It always is just an excuse that's in plain sight. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. PLTR is putting pressure on that point. Let's go to the 4 hour here on PLTR just to put it in perspective. That's where the lows of ARC loading up was. Right now, we've gone to the 30, found the technical resistance and moved back. 650 incoming for Tesla. New low on the Nasdaq. New low on the S&P as well. All right. Percentage changes. What's moving? Moderna now down 9. Teladoc 8.46. Square down 9.5. Tesla down 8. Some pretty big moves on the stocks that we tend to like a lot more here on the channel, and everybody else does. 8, but they've had hyperactive moves. Okta, DocuSign, everything's down. Snowflake 6. New lows could be signaling a further sell-off coming through here. Wow, so much down big. Yes, so much popular things down big. Kyle said, I sold all my Tesla around 800 and moved into BTC, not selling. Hello, Kyle. You've been in here many times. Welcome to the stream. AMC go boom. AMC was booming, but it didn't hold up. So 6% now. GME down 6.41. Sundial also copping it pretty hard. Actually, TLRY taking a massive bath. 23.33. TLRY really getting hit round there. Ooh, it's pretty crazy. Just because it's actually not that big a movement on the market itself, but those specific, it's targeted to the hypergrowth stocks. Panther says all the inflated normie stocks correcting hard. Correct. Yes. Jay Collar says now nearly down 2K. Yeah, well, yeah, I know what you were before. I think, Jay, it was 800. So a lot of us are down. A lot of us that hold these stocks are down. If I refreshed mine, I'm sure I'm down. But it's all about, do you have conviction in your trades? And also, most of you are probably also up on your purchase prices still. Do you think this is the crash everyone is waiting for? Well, I think the crash is targeted to specific stocks. So I don't think it's it's not a crash. It's a correction of hyperinflated stocks and some of them don't have valuations that make any sense. We saw a massive euphoric boom, and I would say through Square, through PayPal, through TDoc, through all of these stocks that are falling, there is a lot of calls. And a lot of calls from us. The retail traders are getting stuffed because how many people came into trading? Hands up here. Have you been the first couple of weeks of trading ever in the stock market? A lot of people are. GME and AMC bought in huge interest into the stock market, and now Wall Street's playing the game that they often do. New lows, 38.38. US 100, 12,915. This is pushing BTC further down. We'll get off PLTR. We'll go to BTC here because PLTR is probably hitting SUP. There it is, BTC. Let me just quickly do something. I need to get out of one and make a move. Yep, I can do that. Cool, perfect. All right. I got to do stuff as well, yeah? Clean energy stocks are overvalued to shit, says Blair. Yes, they are very, very high. When you consider a crash versus a dip, probably anything over 15%. Now, these stocks are moving that hard, but the whole index isn't. Remember, it's not the stocks that are moving, they were overpriced. Rashad says, I'm only 2 weeks new to the game, but we got something others wish they had. We got a Tom. Thanks very much, man. Yeah. This is good. I'll have less tax to pay. That's a way of looking at it. Thanks so much to the 1,400 people joining us here as well. I know it's not easy to see these types of days. I've been through it several times before. When you trade, when you invest, this happens. And we will look at the screener. Hemant Jindals, thanks so much for joining. Welcome to the Diamond Hands. Please message me after this. You'll get a link that goes through. 643 on Tesla now. 38.34. So it looks like we're going to go towards the 3,800 on the S&P. Here's 38.33. 12,880. 12,880 for the Nasdaq. It's coming into that 12.4 potentially. I don't know if we hit that today, but this is a fairly large move coming through the market for today. It's pushing around BTC. ETH's not moving too much. XRP 45, ADA, it'll be fairly similar. Tesla's probably the big story. I need to see this screener. There must be some percentages here that are getting pretty juicy. Moderna down 12, Teladoc down 11. Futu down 11, Tesla down 11, Shopify down 10. Wow. CrowdStrike down 10 as well. Ooh. Just keep going through. And look, all the boomer stocks, it's all good on the boomer stocks. They're all green and just sitting there doing nothing. It is a targeted hit. I want to go back over to that ARK Invest. Now 129. So clearly, I think Kathy Wood knows this and was expecting it. She even said, and you know, credit to her, she said that if she could, maybe there'd be a little bit more cash holdings. I felt like she said that in one of her meetings and her interviews. 130 here on the fund, down 10. This is probably the biggest dive it's had. Yeah, probably is the biggest dive it's had. So that's now a 159 down to 130 on ARK. Wow. This is so sad. Yeah. Best time for hedges to buy cheap? Potentially, yes. Joseph says, boys, I'm down 18%. Lol. Yeah. Panther says, I feel bad for all this money lost. Elites are shorting. They're shorting their specific areas. Damn boomers. Well, they got lots of money. They got lots of money. So they see the valuation and they're pushing it through. Look at Bitcoin starting to now feel the pressure from everything else. One of the biggest tellers for me this time round was a person that said, I bought the dip. And I said, what dip? And they said, I bought 50 cents cheaper than yesterday. And I was like, that's not a dip, bro. I'm sorry, man. That's not a dip. But that was, yeah, he said, I bought 2 dips, 250 cents. Anyway, this is certainly a little bit sad, but you know, things can recover and we're not even really in a crash correction. We're just hopefully pulling back to some very key zones. Nev says, should I sell all my shares? Depends how you feel about conviction on them. Don says, I'm down 2K. A lot of people are down, Don. Panther says, this isn't boomers doing. It's all uneducated investors. Well, yes, but the hedge funds and also, of course, Wall Street in general will take advantage of that. Apple, let's have a look at Apple. Tesla 636. So it's really moving down. Nasdaq or Apple 121. That's a pretty big flash, down 3.65. I need to go back to the screener here. So they, oh, what was that? What was that thing down 14%? Is that Neo? Wow, Neo down 14% on the day. It's probably one of the bigger moves I've seen there. Moderna. Teladoc still down, now down 12. Plantech here, 13.52. 24.21. Snowflake, everything's down 10. All the big names. Ugh. It happens. It happens. 120. I look, you know, we're starting now. We have to say, okay, where's our support? Let me have a look at some stocks. Go to Cloudflare to start off with. So Cloudflare is putting pressure on that support. That 71 area is Cloudflare's support. It's putting pressure on that zone right now. I wouldn't want to see that break. I wouldn't want to see that break, but there is the pressure going on this one. What was the other stocks that we had before? Oop. Just thinking AAPL. Structure 120, so it's found 120 just then. 4.46 on the sell. We're now looking at 12.82. ARC's down 10.78. Apple continues. FX, I'm going crazy, Colton says. Yeah, it's a red day, man. But it's as I said, it's targeted on some things. Can you look at MVIS? I can load it here. MVIS, yes, down quite hard. We need to go to a bigger time frame, 4 hours. So this is still only 15 minutes into the market, but every one of these is red. 3,800 expected for the S&P, where that previous low was. MVIS really copping a decent belting, unfortunately. It's in structure, but it's not heavy structure. You need other things to hit support. Maybe if the market hits like a 3,800, it'll find support. I don't have a clear one there. We had the break of the trough. We knew that was a heavy buying pressure zone and it just couldn't hold it. BTC now finding a little bit of buying pressure. We'll go over to the screener. Oh, the screener is pretty brutal. I'm going to have to make a quick move here, guys. So let me just quickly do that. Just something I wanted there. It's just the standards that we're looking at pretty much through the whole thing. Basically, on days like this, the way I approach it is if I have hedges in, then sometimes I take the hedges off and I'll approach it from, okay, then I buy some stock I want to long hold with the profit from that hedge. But there's a lot of good stocks here that are coming down to value towns, or some value towns. Teladoc's surprising that it's already that low. This is definitely a hit on all those positions. And I do expect some bounce pressure to come through, especially if we keep flashing here. These are very large percentages. Very, very large percentages. AMC is not up. No, not anymore. Down 3 now. So thoughts for today. I think we're going to probably see a 3,800 S&P 500. We're probably going to see... maybe that means a 12.6 for the Nasdaq. I'll load SPX. I'll show you why. 50 moving average was the last kind of buy pressure here. So it makes sense it's going to target that throughout the session today. Could be just a brutal first kind of 15 minutes, half an hour, and then followed by some buying pressure. 38.20. Now I could see it chunking down to 38, finding buy pressure here. I don't know why it would stop at 38.20 now. I feel like it would go here. He's checking out how far he's down this morning. No, I wasn't checking that one out. I don't want to check. I don't look at my long account on days like today. It makes you sad, man. You don't want to do that. You only look at those things when you're up, yeah. No, that was a trade. Yeah. CCIV down 44% into the structure and obviously the news. Yes. Square down 13. 38.15. Net down into the support. Right in that support zone. CRM 230. Square just chunked the 240. Back down it goes. Wow. That's a brutal one. TDOC. What's TDOC doing? TDOC into the heavy support. Probably expect this to be a zone that I would expect some buying to happen. But who knows? Yeah, it's pretty bad. Could go up, could go down. Well, we've been calling down for some time. The last couple of, pretty much since here. And only because of the trend line. I just believe in the trend line. The trend line and the key level. So 38.07. We're going towards the 3,800 right now. And I believe we'll probably hit it today. VIX 26.6, VIX 27 now. Sandol, are you there? My portfolio is down 25%, says Scott. Sorry to hear that, Scott. Why is CCIV down? The deal was confirmed. So the thing is that it's a buy the rumor, sell the fact situation. Yes, the deal's confirmed. It's a different price to what people expected. Look, guys, I would love to stay around, but as you can see, the time is 1:51. I've got a little bit of work to do because the market's done this. So I do need to go, unfortunately. Please join me tomorrow. We'll be live again for, of course, the pre-market. I love doing these sessions with you guys. If you've enjoyed the session, make sure you subscribe. Donations have been amazing today. I hope lots of people have some luck, and maybe if you're looking at the dips and you're finding stocks with the powder that you've got, hopefully you're getting what you need. 3% down the Nasdaq, 1.63. We should have about reached that kind of low on the S&P. And yeah, Bitcoin as well will come under pressure if we continue to see selling on the market. Remember, a correction in the market won't really happen until we get under this. This is just a standard pullback like it was a week ago. Under this zone, you're pushing to a 3,600. So you must hold this area. Good luck, guys. I wish you all the best. And I know it's depressing and stuff, but hopefully you can hold through it. Bye for now.